Shall we start? Yes. Good afternoon. Online, audible, visible? Okay. Yes. Audible? Yes. Good afternoon. Okay. Now, with respect to this is our class 6. This is our class 6 of this is with respect to the class, the 6 of our weekly current affairs. Howdalva, with respect to our class 6 of our weekly current affairs. Now, this current affairs will include, that is this week's current affairs. That is yavaginda yavagvargu sir anta kelidre, it is 22nd, that is July 2. The today's, that is 27th July 2024 varegu. Okay alva? 2024. Now, with respect to while discussing about any weekly current affairs, we need to discuss about the thematic one. First thing is, halwa, thematic one. Now, which all themes were in news from polity perspective? First is our polity, which all topics were news, at least in this week. Baby, first and foremost one is highly important one here is, it is our which budget? It is, can I say, union budget. Exactly how do it is union budget? Which year? It is 2024 to 2025. Sir, why it was in news? Why it was in news? Because with respect to our 18th Lok Sabha, this will be our first budget. Howdalva? First budget. This has been presented by Yaru. This has been presented by our finance minister. This has been, I can say, that is introduced or with respect to this has been presented by the finance minister, we call it as Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman anta. Okay, alva. Exactly the first one, exactly yes. Second one, which one was in news? Second one, it is the second topic. Second topic, yaud sir news alittu anta kelidre. It is the shadow cabinet was in news. Shadow cabinet. What do you mean by shadow cabinet? What do you mean by shadow cabinet? Enappa shadow cabinet, why was in news? Enike. The recently now, is this shadow cabinet as a unique feature of Indian constitution? No. Then which constitution? It is England, or it is also called as the UK's constitution. It is a unique and most important feature of the UK government's constitution. Okay, alva? This we have discussed this. Now, sir, matte nam India deli yaak sir news. Why? From our India's perspective, this is in news. Enike. Recently our Odisha's opposition. Who is opposition here? Opposition yaru? It is BJD. It is Biju Janata Dal. Headed by yaru? Headed by the Naveen Patnaik government. Naveen Patnaik government has established a shadow cabinet. Has established what? A shadow cabinet anta. Has established a cabinet. Has established what? A shadow cabinet. Now, with respect to shadow cabinet, sir, this is the first time we India established madirada. Or previously this shadow cabinet has been introduced. This is the first time? Obviously no. This has been previously introduced in which all states and the Kerala? It is Goa. It has been introduced in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. All the states have an experience of introduction of the shadow cabinet. No, shadow cabinet andre no. Why we have established shadow cabinet? See, as simple as that, this shadow cabinet has been established to check opposition. That is, to check what? To check opposition party members. Nothing but opposition really. BJD opposition really. It is the ruling party. Yes or no? This BJD has established shadow cabinet. Nothing but opposite to this, I can say this government, nothing but the ruling party. Ruling party here is what? It is BJP. The ruling party in Odisha is BJP anta. Okay, now we'll discuss this. Third one, third topic in news alitu sir. Fast. The third topic, baby, exactly Exactly, it is alternate to the ruling cabinet also. Alternate to the ruling cabinet also. No another ಬಗ್ಗೆ. It's the third topic ಏನು ಸರ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is UPSC was in news. Why UPSC was in news? Recently, it is the chairman of UPSC. Chairman of UPSC, it has recently resigned. It is nothing but ಯಾರಪ್ಪ UPSC chairman resign ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು? It is Manoj Soni. Manoj Soni has been resigned as the chairman of UPSC. But not UPSC ಬಗ್ಗೆ we'll discuss about what is the article, what is the composition. It is which article talks about the chairman of UPSC, composition ಏನು or functions ಏನು, what are the challenges we are facing. We'll see all those things with respect to UPSC. Done? Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ, as simple as that. ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ರಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is the Manoj Soni. The Soni has resigned. Manoj Soni has resigned and he cited what? He cited the personal reasons. ಇದೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ್ರೆ there are n number of news with respect to UPSC. ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ recently our Telangana senior IAS officer has also been in controversy with respect to providing reservations based on what? Reservations based on disability. Controversy ಇದೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ it is the Pooja from Maharashtra. She is also in news with respect to the fake certificate which has been provided to the UPSC. See, all these reasons ali the UPSC is in news. Don't you think we need to discuss about this topic from our weekly current affairs? Obviously ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? We'll discuss this. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ it is next one. Which topic was in news? It is UCC was in news. UCC was in news. Sir, UCC ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು? Why UCC was in news? Exactly, he had a tenure till 2029. He had resigned. That is 5 years ahead of the target or ahead of his tenure. That is Manoj Soni. No another ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. Okay, exactly. It is Pooja's fake. I can say the fake. The certificate also we'll see. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ. Next one ಏನಪ್ಪ? It is UCC ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ what is UCC here? Uniform Civil Code. Article 44 talks about Uniform Civil Code ಅಲ್ವಾ. Now sir ಮತ್ತೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ಇದೆ? Why it is in news? Because recently the High Court of Uttarakhand has allowed that is the interreligion marriage or interreligion marriages has been allowed with respect to UCC of Uttarakhand, and they have said that within 48 hours astrally, within 48 it is we are allowing it. No doubt you can marry because it's your constitutional right under which article? Article 21. And which a case deals with respect to interreligious marriages? Yadappa. It is Aldia judgment. Even the High Court of Uttarakhand has also said that okay, chalo, whatever you are doing it is right. But ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it's your constitutional right also. But problem ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ if you are going for interreligion marriages, register within 2 days. Register within 2 days or register within 48 hours of marriage. 48 hours of marriage. That's the major rule or the judgment which has been given by the High Court of Uttarakhand. High Court of Uttarakhand. Okay alva? Yes, we have discussed this. Noda idra ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ. Next one, the last one, the most important one. The most important one we call it as ICAL was in news. ಏನಪ್ಪ ICAL? ಸಖತ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದು. It is what is ICAL? It is International Center with respect to auditing of local governments. International Center on auditing of local governments has been established at where? Has been established at ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is established at Rajkot. It has been established at Rajkot. Exactly yes. Article 21. Majorly it is Goa and UK is the second state to go for UCC. ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Origin ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. What is UCC? Which DPSP talks about? It is UCC ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ. With respect to Rajkot ಅಲ್ಲಿ it is recent ಆಗಿ our CAG has inaugurated this ICAL. What is ICAL? It is International Center on Auditing of the Local Government. For the first time we have established at Rajkot. Rajkot ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? It is Gujarat ಅಲ್ಲಿ. All this news are most important. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ major important ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ important but most important one is union budget. And the second one here is with respect to, it is the Rajkot, that is ICAL is most important one, we must know this. Done? Okay. Idhar ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. Now the second major important one here is, ಏನಪ್ಪ second one? What's second one? First, what is second one here? Begin. The second one here is the topic. Now which all topics were important from our environment or I can say economic perspective? Second is budget iradrinda. Which all topics were used with respect to economic perspectives? It is the first and the foremost one. Yavadappa news talittu. It is the first and the foremost one here is. Enappa? It is from economic perspective. Now first one is, that is Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is in use. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana is in use. Okay. Next one yavadappa andre, it is from economy. Second one we call it as from economy topics. Now with respect to economy topics, the first and the foremost economy topic here is the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, it is in news. Now why Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana it is in news ivaga? Enikappa? Now Mudra Yojana dalli what is the maximum amount we can give? It is 10 lakh, but in the recent budget they have increased from 10 lakhs to it is 20 lakhs. Now what is Mudra? It is micro undertakings development refinance agency anta. It is micro undertakings, the refinance or the development refinance agency. Now news ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is from 10 lakh rupees it has been increased to what? It has been increased it to the 20 lakh rupees. Upper limit is 10 lakh rupees. It was 10 lakh rupees. Now it has been increased to 20 lakh rupees anta. 20 lakh rupees. But idhar ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡೋಣ. What is PM Mudra? What is Stand Up India? Startup India will see all the things. Yes, what again? First one. Second one here is, idhar jotege we will also see about what is MSMEs. MSME ಅಂದ್ರೇನು according to recent definition ಏನು, micro ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, small ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, medium ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, it is we'll discuss all the things. Okay alva? The second one here is, the second major important one here is, it is the next one, the capital gains tax was in use. At least note the capital gains tax. So what do you mean by capital gains tax? Why was in use? Now capital andre enappa? What is capital? That is the investment. Now if I'm selling any of my investment, if I'm generating profit, I need to pay what? I need to pay the taxes to the government, and that tax we call it as capital gains tax. Enikappa news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ? It is they have increased on both. That is the short term capital as well as the long term capital kuda. So short term capital ಎಷ್ಟು percent increase ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, initially it was 15%, ivaga it has increased it to 20%. ನೋಡೋಣ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. What is short term ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, long term ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, what is capital gains tax, is it a direct tax or indirect tax, we'll see all those things. It's as simple as that. Short term ali it has increased from 15% to 20%, whereas the second one we call it as it's a long term ಎಷ್ಟು increase ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, it is 10% in the, it has increased it to 12.5%. 12.5%, 12.5% increase ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Yes, we'll see this with respect to our economy topics. With respect to our economy topics, second one is capital gains tax. Third one, most important one, it is angel tax has been. It is the third one. Angel andre enappa? What is angel? What is angel? It is, angel is nothing but investment at the early stages. Investment at the early stages, over a longer period of time invest madidre we call it venture. See, afterwards invest madidre we call it venture taxes or venture capitalist fund. Venture capitalist fund. Now sir, now initial agi we add 30% on the, I can say, initial investment for the increasing the company size. But now in the recent budget, the angel tax has been in madidare. Angel tax has been abolished. Abolished on yaru? It is foreign investment. Now taxes abolished madidre, don't you think huge investment will be pouring into it is India? At the same time, the expansion of the startups will also take place. Expansion of the startups will also take place. No, idr ಬಗ್ಗೆ origin henge, what is angel tax, venture tax andre no, what was, I can say, the taxes of angel tax, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ abolish ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, what was significance, we'll see all those things. Okay, now this is with respect to the most important one this week's news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತದ್ದು ಇವು ಮೂರು. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Next one. Now the third one, with respect to international relations ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, with respect to international relations, which one was highly easy news from IR? Any organizations? ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ? It is ASEAN. Okay, ASEAN was the news. Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Okay, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ most important one, the World Heritage Committee. ಸಖತ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. For the first time, India is hosting what? India is hosting the World Heritage Committee. ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ? It is New Delhi. It is highly important one. The World Heritage Committee. World Heritage Committee. Now this World Heritage Committee, it is hosting its, the first summit has been hosted in India. Nothing but for the first time this World Heritage Committee is hosting its summit. Now sir, World Heritage Committee ಯಾರ ಅಂಡರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is working under where? Working under UNESCO, that is United Nations Education, the Scientific and the Cultural Organization. Cultural Scientific Organization. Under this we have a committee called as World Heritage Committee. Sir, your ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is only and only analyzing and announcing of heritage sites. Now recent agi we have got our 43rd heritage site. We got as what? See, already discussed ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಯಾವುದು? It is Assam's. We have already discussed in our weekly current affairs. ಹೌದು ಇಲ್ವೋ? It is, we call it as the Ahom Moidam anta. In our the fourth current affairs, the fourth weekly current affairs, we have discussed about the Ahom. The Moidam has been declared, or Ahom Moidam. It is from Elinda. It is from Assam. It is from Assam. Has been declared as what? Has been declared as the 43rd. Not ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ. It is 43rd. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ 42nd ಇತ್ತು. 43rd. Now 43rd has been declared. UPSC, there was 2 questions from this UNESCO's World Heritage Site in the World Heritage Sites. Now, idrinda majority questions will be there. There will be questions on Ahom Moidam. There will be questions on, it is Lachin Borphukan. Kelidira hogli. It is the Lachin Borphukan is considered to be the military commander of Ahom dynasty. That is the Lachin, the Borphukan. Recently, Assam government has also installed in a palm the statue. Installed the statue in recognition of the contribution done by the commander to the Ahom dynasty. Ahom dynasty. Pakka news alide. There must be a question on this. Okay, exactly. That is the Lachin Borphukan Ahom dynasty. That is Moidam. It is Ahom Moidam anta. See, Ahom Moidam andre ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, what is Ahom Moidam? It is a burial site ashte. It is a burial site that is similar to Egyptian pyramids. It is similar to the Egyptian pyramids. Idu curve shape alli irtade, half or semi the curving shape. Yes. Okay, second or the first one was in use. Second one, ಏನಪ್ಪ second one? Second news ಯಾವುದು with respect to IR? Second ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ sir recently our finance, or I can say the foreign minister has visited which country? Okay, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ modify ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ exactly it is the first that is Jan Aushadhi Kendra, that is JAK outside India has been inaugurated in which country? It is Mauritius. Nothing but that is India Mauritius was in use. That is India Mauritius was in use. Sir, Mauritius ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ the first and the foremost one here is recently our foreign minister Jaishankar visited Mauritius. Now even contextually I should know about what is Mauritius, what is the location of Mauritius, capital ಏನು, vegetation ಏನು, climate ಏನು, what are the relationship between the India and Mauritius. We must discuss this. Yes, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? And second thing here is this Mauritius ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Nothing but India has supported the Chagos Island. At least ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? What is Chagos Island? It belongs to which country? Mauritius. Pakana. It is the Chagos Island. The Chagos Island was in use. Sir, Chagos Island ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, now initially before the independence of Mauritius, this Chagos was under the control, Chagos as well as Mauritius was under the control of UK government. But after 1965 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ or during 1967-66 ಅಲ್ಲಿ they captured this Chagos and they did not give it to Mauritius after independence. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು? They controlled this and they have given rent to USA. ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. It is not but they have given rent to USA. Now this USA has established a military base in Chagos. Now this Chagos is most important disputed territory between the Mauritius and the British Oceans or the Indian Ocean territory, a conflict. Now recent ಆಗಿ that is our India has unilaterally supported the Mauritius demand to get back what? To get back the Chagos Island. That is with respect to Chagos archipelago. Illi we'll also discuss about ICJ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. We'll discuss about Chagos. We'll discuss about when Mauritius got independence, what the location, what the distribution. We'll see all those things. Okay alva? But the most important one. Yes. First one. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ third one. ಅದಪ್ಪ third one ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಬೇವಿನೇ. The third one here is UN Water Convention was in use. ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ UN Water Convention? UN Water Convention recently our 10th African country has been added. ಯಾರಪ್ಪ 10th country? Where is the 10th country? Exactly, it is the Ivory Coast has become the 10th African country to join this UN Water Convention. On this basis, it is also is in use. Okay, another noda. But just some given hint. And the last one, it is our miscellaneous topics. Now, Now, we make it miscellaneous andre. It is the first and the foremost one here is the bunny grassland was in use. Now, why bunny grassland was in use? This bunny grassland, it is considered to be what? The Asia's largest grassland. Now, sir, okay, sir, Asia's largest grassland, okay, but why was in use at present? Now, exactly, it is now this bunny grassland is ready to get the cheetahs from where? Cheetahs from Africa. It is after the failure of Kuno National Park, after the failure of Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, now we have got our third, I can say, habitat with respect to the cheetahs. That is which cheetahs? African cheetahs will be introduced into a bunny grassland. This bunny grassland ellide sir anta kelidre, it is in Gujarat. and it is considered to be the largest grassland with respect to what? The largest grassland with respect to the Asia. Asiaದಲ್ಲಿ largest area with respect to grassland ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is ಏಷ್ಯಾದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. Exactly online, exactly perfect, yes. It is in Kutch region, exactly, yes. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? Okay, ನೋಡೋಣ. And the next one here is, the next one ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ recently in the sixth NCERT, our Indus civilization has been renamed as what? Has been renamed as, that is the Sindhu Saraswati civilization. It has been renamed as, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ, or Indus civilization, our first urban civilization ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. It's the first urban civilization. ಸರ್ ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಬನ್ ಸಿವಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ರೀನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಂಧು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ರಿವರ್ ಆಗಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೀನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ NCERT. ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ತ್ NCERT ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೀನೇಮ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ ಬದಲು they have renamed it as Sindhu Saraswati civilization. Now we'll know Sindhu Saraswati civilization ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, when it has been archaeologically studied. Who was the archaeological surveyor then? Who identified the first city called as Indus? Which is the largest city? The north-south extent ಯಾವುದು? And what are the features? We'll see all those things. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? It is second one. ನೋಡೋಣ. The third one ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, the third one we call it as the most important one. Sir, recently ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಇತ್ತ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is NPS Vatsalya scheme was in use. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. It is under NPS. What is NPS? It is National Public School. It is the new pension scheme. Under this, that is for providing security to the children's, the dependent children's, that is less than 18 years. Now iವ್ರಿಗೆ support ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ, that is the government or the finance minister has announced a new scheme. Under the budget we call it as, what? Under the budget we call it as, that is NPS Vatsalya scheme anta. NPS Vatsalya, the scheme has been launched. NPS Vatsalya, the scheme has been launched. Okay alva? ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ GM mustard was in use recent ಆಗಿ, that is the split verdict has been given by Supreme Court also with respect to GM, I can say mustard. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿದೀರಾ? Yes or no? It is GM mustard ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, recently split verdict, that is a two member Supreme Court judge has given a split verdict with respect to Dhara mustard. It is also called as DMH11 anta. Kelli at least ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. It is Dhara mustard, is also called as DMH, I can say the mustard. Now we'll see all those things. DMH mustard ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, what is the genetic, I can say modification which has been done, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ genes modification ಗೆ. Now we'll also discuss about Cartagena protocol on biosafety. We'll also discuss about GEAC ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, GEAC. We'll discuss all those things. Done. So next our scheme news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is Jan Aushadhi Kendras was in use. It is also called as, it is the PM BJP anta. It is the PM BJP. What is PM BJP? What is PM BJP? It is PM BJP anta ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is Pradhan Mantri, it is Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. It is PM BJP is nothing but, that is Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Okay alva? We'll see all those things. Done. Okay alva? See, these are the major important the topics which were in news in at least this week's current affairs. ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರೋಣ. We'll see, in case if time permits, I'll discuss some other topics also. Done. Okay, but these are the major topics. Topics you must know at least these topics. Okay alva? See, every week at least ನೀವು 15 ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ರೂ ಸಾಕು. Nothing but 15 topics into every week, the 4 weeks ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತಪ್ಪ? It is 60 topics. Now if you are decently studying the 60 topics for, think that some 10 months study ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. 10 months ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Nothing but 600 topics. 600 topics ಅಲ್ಲಿ, it is in case ನನ್ನ 10% ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ, it is I'll be getting some 60 questions. ಸಾಕಲ್ವ ಯಾವುದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೂ? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಆರ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ? If it is KPS related, or if it is a group B or group D or group C ಇದ್ದಾಗ obviously factual ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If it is, I can say UPSC exams, there will be more analytical questions. Yes, okay, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ it is more than sufficient. End of the game with respect to current affairs as well as static also. Current affairs as well as static also. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now after this we will discuss about ಯಾವ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಓಕೆ, ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಲೋ ಕೇಳಿಸಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನೋಡ್ತಿರೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, okay, now audible online? Is it clear or there is some disturbance? Okay, now okay, no problem. The sir, okay, the voice is clear. Okay, done. Okay, now the next one here is, sir, first topic ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the biggest topic here is budget. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. It is just a glance about budget. Now if I want to discuss about budget, we need to at least discuss about some basics. In a fast manner we'll discuss this. Now with respect to first one here is, ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು? It is the news here is the finance minister has discussed about the budget. What? It is budget for the year 2025. Budget for the year 2025. At least ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. And second thing here is, this is the first budget with respect to which Lok Sabha? It is 18th Lok Sabha 2024-25, and this is the first budget with respect to the 18th Lok Sabha. Yes, okay alva? Done. Now sir, if I want to discuss about this budget, don't you think I need to discuss a little bit about the constitutional provisions of budget? Constitutional provisions about budget. Now what is the constitutional provisions about budget? What is the constitutional provisions about budget? First and foremost one here is the term budget mentioned in Indian Constitution? It is mentioned agide andre? No, it is not mentioned in the Indian Constitution. Rather first and foremost one here is, sir, ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, which article? It is article 112 talks about annual financial statement. Annual financial statement, sir, annual andre it is yearly. Annual is yearly. The finances anta kelidre, it is the expenditure and the budget side of the government. It is annual is nothing but the yearly. Now what is the yearly or annual? The year of the government. It starts from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ it is April 1st to it is the March 31st ವರೆಗೂ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬಟ್ ಆರ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. what is the financial year of RBI? It is RBI's financial year is, that is July 1st in the, it is June 31st varegu. It is July 1st to June 31st. Okay alva? For by finances anta kelidre, it is both the revenue side and expenditure side of the government. It is statement is nothing but documentation. We call it as documentation. We call it as annual financial statement. First one. Second one here is, sir, budget word mention madidare andre, obviously no, that is the word budget. The word budget is not mentioned in the Indian Constitution. The word budget, it is not mentioned in the Indian Constitution. Budget word is not mentioned in the Indian Constitution. Okay, Alba, be clear for the with respect to this. The second one here is, sir, idella okay. What is the procedure for introduction of budget? Procedure. What is the procedure with respect to introduction of budget? What is the money bill? Yes or no? It is nothing but a money bill. It is a money bill, but it derives its power from Article 112. It's Article 112. Now, sir, money bill andre enen sir provisions anta kelidre. First and foremost one here is, who can introduce this budget? Is it a private member or a public member? It is always and always a public member. Sir, public member andre yaru sir anta kelidre. It is nothing but as simple as that. As simple as that, the government, it is also called as the minister need to introduce a bill. That is not the MPs, not the MPs. Rather the minister can introduce a bill. Rather, minister can introduce a bill. Now, this bill introduce madakinta munche, should I need to get the permission of President of India? The prior recommendation beka, obviously beke beko. And because it's a money bill, because I'm withdrawing money from the Consolidated Fund of India. If that is the case, obviously mandatory agi. It is the prior recommendation of the President of India. It is mandatory. Prior recommendation of the President of India, it is mandatory. Exactly. It is prior recommendation is mandatory. Now, after this prior recommendation, in which house can I introduce this? It is only and only in Lok Sabha I can introduce. Only and only I can introduce in Lok Sabha. Sir, yaar sir introduce ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is introduced by whom? It is introduced by the President of India. It will be introduced by the President of India. ಇದನ್ನ ಓದೋದು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is Finance Minister. But introduction in the House is done by the President of India on the basis of the bill which has been given it to the President by the government. By the government ಅಂತ. Highly important one. Now, Lok Sabhadalli matra introduce ಮಾಡಬಹುದಲ್ವಾ? It is Lok Sabhadalli. We need to pass it with what majority? We need to pass it with, I can say, simple majority. Simple andre? It is 50%. 50% plus 1 anta. Nothing but, take an example of what is the size of Lok Sabha? It is 550. Now 550 al 50% is ಎಷ್ಟು? It is 2. What is the half? It is 500 andre. It is 250. It is illit. It is 25. It is 275. Plus then 1 bekalva. It is nothing but I need to pass this bill with 276 members. 276 members will pass madle beku. Then only we call it as the bill has been passed. Sir, pass agilla andre. It is automatically the government will dissolve. Highly important one. Automatically the government will dissolve. The government will dissolve. In Lok Sabha admele, it has been passed to Rajya Sabha. Now, what powers does Rajya Sabha has? It is Rajya Sabha does not have much power. Nothing but with respect to money bill ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha have unequal powers. Lok Sabha has more powers. Lok Sabha has more powers than the Rajya Sabha. Sir, Rajya Sabha voting ಮಾಡಬಹುದು budget ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, obviously no. They can delay the bill for maximum what term? It has maximum tenure is 14 days. Maximum tenure is 14 days. Now this is being passed to ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ it is President of India. Now President of India ಏನೇನು ಪವರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? President of India will be having only and only the two important provisions. the two important provisions. Sir, ಏನು sir ಅಂದ್ರೆ either to accept or to reject. Either to accept or to reject ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Either to accept or to the reject or to reject. Yes, ನಾನು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. It was just I'm briefing it. ನಾವು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ because I need to discuss about the budget ಅಲ್ವಾ. It is if I want to discuss about a budget, you must know at least some provisions about the budget also. Yes, ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ now after this this is the basic one. The second one here is sir, what is the highlights of the budget? ನೋಡೋಣ ಈಗ. It is, you must know this. It is highlights of the budget. ಏನಪ್ಪ highlights of the budget? What is the theme of the budget? What is the theme of the budget exactly? It is either he can give an assent to this or reject. There is no returning back. Nothing but he does not have what? Suspensive veto. Suspensive veto ilve illa. What is the highlights? Devin ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ ಈಗ. It is, what is the highlights of budget? What is the highlights? ಬೇಗನೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ highlights? What is the theme of this budget? The theme here is it is roadway to Vikasat Bharat. Exactly, it is. The theme ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the theme of this year's budget here is, that is the road to Vikasat Bharat. Nothing but what? The road to New India. We need to achieve New India by which year? 2047. That is the 100th year of the celebration of independence. Nothing but the 100th year of what? 100th year of celebration of, that is the New India, or I can say independence. That is the theme here is Vikasat Bharat. Vikasat Bharat, it is also called as New India anta. New India. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ at least ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. The second one here is, what is the focus areas? It is, focus areas are 4. See, if I want to achieve Vikasat Bharat, there are only and only 4 areas. Which is that 4 areas? Sir, 4 areas ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ exactly it is the 4 areas ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ exactly? Okay, that is 9 priorities. Sir, 4, that is focus areas ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, the 4 focus areas or emphasis of the government will be on, the first and foremost thing here is generation of employment. The first and foremost focus area, it is the focusing on employment. Okay sir, employment generate ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. If I want to generate employment, don't you think I am also focusing on higher wages also? If I want to focus on higher wages, don't you think I need to provide adequate skilling? Yes or no? Second theme area is the skill. The theme here is the skilling. The theme here is, that is 20 lakh youths will be skilled within the next 5 years only. Within the next 5 years, we will be focusing upon, that is skilling part. So skilling major important antandre, obviously major important one. It is focusing upon what? Focusing upon the 20 lakh. Yes. See, initially Namo 1.0, 2.0 dali, the major focus was on ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is, I can say, that is generating or skilling minimum 1 crore jobs. Minimum 1 crore jobs. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, they have reduced it. They have come to the realistic targets. Nothing but it is difficult to train 1 crore jobs per year, or I can say within 5 years. Yes or no? See, how much ever we are training, we need to go for quality skilling. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ they have reduced it to what? The 20 lakhs jobs will be skilled with respect to the youths in modern technologies. In the next 5 years, Ali. In the next 5 years. Till the next Lok Sabha elections. Till the next Lok Sabha elections. Second theme. Third theme ಏನಪ್ಪ? It is MSME. That is MSME. ಏನಪ್ಪ MSME ಅಂದ್ರೆ? It is micro, small and medium enterprises. That is MSME. It is majorly talking about the micro, small and medium enterprises. We need to enhance this MSMEs and we need to focus much on this MSMEs also. Yenakappa focus ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Because if I want to enhance the employment, if I want to get adequate, I can say job opportunities and the income, the biggest sector here is MSME sector. Nothing but micro, small and medium enterprises. Idara jotege, I should also focus upon the middleman also, or with respect to middleman really, it is middle income groups. Nothing but neither the rich nor the poor, the majority bracket yavudidevi navilli. It is the middle, that is the middle income group people. Nothing but we need to focus upon what? That is the fourth focus here is the middle income groups. Middle income groups should also be focused under that is this year's budget. Exactly MSME, the middleman, employment and skilling. That is the Vikasat Bharat by the year 20, that is 47. Yes, say women poor alla focus ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ sir ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that comes under my nine priorities. That comes under my the 9 priorities. At least ಕೇಳಿದಿರ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ direct questions ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. What is the theme of this year's budget? How many focus areas? Followed by how many priorities? Yes or no? ಕೇಳಲ್ವಾ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ? ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Yes. Now with respect to next one here is the third one with respect to highlights of this budget. The third one ಏನು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is the priorities. It is the priorities. ಎಷ್ಟು priorities ಇದಾವಪ್ಪ? It is this year's budget focuses upon what? This year's budget focuses upon the 9 focus areas. Focuses upon the 9 focus areas. Now, out of this 9 focus areas, which is the first focus area? The first focus area here is, the first focus area yaudu? It is the first focus area is agriculture. Now, why we need to focus upon agriculture? Enike? It is, that is the dependent population. Dependent population, agriculture is highest. According to recent economic survey prakara nodadadre, how much percentage depend on agriculture? It is approximately the 48% of the people who are dependent on agriculture. Yes or no? And the second thing here is because of the climate change factors, don't you think this agriculture is more dependent on monsoon? That will also be impacted. Our yield will also be impacted. Food security impact ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Income of the farmers will get impacted. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ don't you think I need to focus upon the first priority as a agriculture priority? Now sir, agriculture priority ಅಲ್ಲಿ focus ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ government in the next, I can say at least some 5 years, what is their target to agriculture? What is the target to agriculture ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is as simple as that. We have three important target with respect to agriculture. Sir, first target ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is natural farming. It is also called as organic farming. The natural farming or organic farming anta. Now how many farmers we need to convert it into natural farming? ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೋಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಕ್ಷ? Or how many lakhs or how many crores? Online fast ನೋಡಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ, the government will automatically dissolve. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ it is money billers, it is the death nail on it is the coalition government also. ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ automatically the government need to resign. Nothing but council of ministers headed by prime minister or chief minister, they must resign. So resign ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the president will become more powerful and he will order the arresting of the ministers. ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಜೈಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್. ಯಾವ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶೆಡ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, let us, they'll be removed and they'll be put under bars. Done? Okay. First one. Exactly, yes. And the second one here is, or I can say, sir, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is 1 crore farmers will be trained to take up. 1 crore farmers will be trained to take up what? It is the natural farming. in the phased manner. In the phased manner, this is the first and the foremost is the target under agriculture. So second target ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is encouragement with respect to high yield variety seeds. Last week ಅಲ್ಲಿ discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. It is one scientist, one product. It has been announced by ಯಾರು? It is ICAR, that is Indian Council of Agricultural Research. They have announced this project. Now on the similar lines, we are developing how much, or we need to develop at least 109. We need to develop 109 high yield variety seeds need to be encouraged. High yield variety seeds need to be encouraged ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. It is 109 seeds need to be encouraged. 109 seeds need to be encouraged. Second one, the third one ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is focusing upon digital public infrastructure. Focusing upon digital public infrastructure. Now what do you mean by digital public infrastructure? ಏನು? Okay. It is digital public infrastructure ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is nothing but creating digital assets. Now with respect to digital assets ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is modernization of land records. Second one here is modernization with respect to that is soil testing centers, insurance coverage. By using drones we are going for testing with respect to soil, with respect to analyzing the crop productivity. All these things will be done in the next 3 years. Highly important one. This will be done in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years is the major target with respect to the agriculture. Yes, this is the first one. Now the second one ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ what is the second one? ಏನಪ್ಪ second priority? Second priority here is employment and skilling. Employment as well as skilling and employment as well as skilling. Now ಇವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. What is the focus area here? The focus area with respect to generation of employment here is providing of adequate skilling. Now sir, skilling again, how much is the target, or what is the target which has been introduced by government of India? It is target ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ the first and foremost target here is the 20 lakh jobs. The lakh jobs will be generated or will be skilled in the next 5 years. Already discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. Now sir, ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ now free ಆಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ will we participate in that? ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಬೇಡ. Thinking that ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಜಾನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. Yes or no? We are rejecting it and we are studying for UPSC or KPSC. Yes or no? Now sir, ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾದರೂ if I link with the skilling the employment incentive linked program, ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಮಾಡೋರ್ಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೈಫಂಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, PG ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಫ್ರೀ ಊಟ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ yes, no, obviously I will participate in skilling. Nothing but to make this program an effective program. The government is focusing upon what? The government is focusing upon that is linking the skilled with that is, I can say what? That is incentive. That is the linked program is also being added to this. Incentive, the linked program, it has also been incentive linked program, it has also been launched with respect to providing of the skills. Okay, now yes or no? Exactly the next 5 years ali howdu I've discussed already. It is skill generating 20 lakh use the next 5 years. Exactly. Okay, exactly, that is the 100 days 100 varieties we have discussed. Yavaga it is one scientist, one product which has been targeted by the Ministry of Agriculture or ICR. Next 100 days ali I need to develop at least 100 seeds and 100 technology or 100 product need to be developed in the next 100 years. Done? Exactly, yes. Okay, one scientist out of the online question is, sir, bill pass ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ president of India reject ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, it is reject ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ what will happen? that will lead to rejection of the bill alva. It is with respect to money bill ashte. Money bill ge if the it is present as only two opportunities. One is either he can accept or he can reject ashte. Either he can accept or reject. Reject ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ obviously the bill will dissolve. ಮತ್ತೆ introduce ಮಾಡಬೇಕು bill ನ. Yes or no? Yes, obviously. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? Okay. The third priority, what is third priority? ಏನಪ್ಪ third priority? Third priority here is focusing upon creating of HRD. What's HRD? Human resource and development. Focusing upon human resource and development and achieving social justice. Achieving social justice. Achieving social justice. Now recent agi yadaru tribals related scheme launch madidara. It is Pradhan Mantri Jan Jatiya, that is Unnat Gram Abhiyan has been launched here. The new scheme, highly nenpitkolli. It is under this third one. The first and the foremost scheme here is that is Pradhan Mantri Jan Jatiya. Now when are we celebrating Jan Jatiya Gaurav Divas? November 15th. Highly important one. That is every year we are celebrating the November 15th as the Jan Jatiya Gaurav Divas. Okay alva? Now recent agi we have also discussed about the PM PVTG mission also. How do you know? That is, what is PVTG? It is particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Now rather than focusing upon the vulnerable tribals, this government is saying that let's go for development of the complete village itself. Let's make it Unnat. Let's make it a model village. And that is a major focus here. Nothing but it is Jan Jatiya Unnat. Jan Jatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan. It is Gram Abhiyan has been announced by the Finance Minister. Now this project will be implemented by which ministry? It is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Sir, Home Minister ಏನು sir concept ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is what? Northeast? No. It is with respect to declaring a particular tribe as PVTG. Now how many PVTGs are present in India? It is 75. That number has been decided by our own Ministry of Home Affairs because the census comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Census number na census kodde yaru andre Home Affairs. But this scheme is implemented by it is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. First one. Second scheme here is that is Purva Udaya or Purvodaya scheme. It is the Purvodaya scheme. Now what is this Purvodaya scheme? It is, what is Purva? It is Eastern States. Eastern States. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು Eastern States ಅಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is North East ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು. Eastern ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is Bihar. Second one West Bengal, Jharkhand, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. Be cautious here. Now with respect to Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Odisha, followed by Andhra Pradesh is also included under this program of Purvodaya scheme. Now with respect to sir Purvodaya scheme ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is majorly giving more impetus on the overall development of the complete eastern region. Now as simple as that, is eastern region developed compared to the other regions west and south? No. See, highest poverty ಎಲ್ಲಿರೋದು? Highest poverty is present in the eastern region, but excluding AP. But AP ಏನಕ್ಕೆ join ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ because of coalition governments. Only and because only it is the political grounds ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Rather it is the major one here is all these 5 states are being included with respect to Purvodaya scheme. Purvodaya scheme. Yes, second scheme. The third one here is, sir, third one of Northeast genu kotilva sir. If we want to achieve some social justice, don't you think I should also give some priority to Northeast also? But Northeast ಏನು ಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ? Northeast ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ? ಚಿಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Yes. Now what is the chip? It is nothing but establishment of 100 IPPB. What's IPPB? It is Indian Post Payment Bank. It is Indian Post Payment Bank. It is 100% owned by yaru. 100% good government and yaru. No government. It is central government. See, post comes under central government, alva? Central government list alli. Or central list, nothing but it is functioning under the Department of Post. Department of Post, 100% is being established by, 100% it is owned by, it is Government of India. Now, in the recent budget, they have planned that 100, that is IPPB, the post office need to be established in which region? In the northeastern region, which includes Sikkim also, and 7 sister states. 7 sister states, which include Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, followed by Tripura. Yes, all these regions comes under. All this region comes under what? All this region comes under, I can say, the third major important priority. It is HRD and achieving our social justice. Fourth priority enappa. What is the fourth priority? First, what is the fourth priority? The fourth major important priority here is focusing upon manufacturing and services. Sir, ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ ಬಜೆಟ್. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಥೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಬೇಕಾ? ಡು ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ದಿಸ್? ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫೋಕಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಆಗೋವರೆಗೂ they'll be focusing only on these themes, and the questions will also be from the schemes itself. Yes or no? See, scheme budget andre nothing but the priorities of the government for the complete next 1 year. This is the priorities. See, priority andre it is most important, and that's the reason at least I'm just giving the hint also. Ivella implement adaga we'll discuss in a brief manner, but as of now there is no data. That is just the schemes announced agide ashte. Yes, done. The next 1 year is focusing upon manufacturing and services. Now sir, which manufacturing and which services has been focused here? Yado focus ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Which manufacturing and which area it has been given the most important priority? Manufacturing ಮತ್ತು services ಅಲ್ಲಿ it is MSME has been given the highest priority. ಹೌದೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? It is MSME has been given the highest priority. ಸರ್ MSME ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್? ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? What is micro? What is a small? Ille micro, small and medium enterprises. What is medium? Big name? Now, according to recent definition prakaram, this MSME Act was the older one. We got as MSME Act of 2006. But in the year 2017-18 ali, we brought in an amendment to this MSME Act. Amendment Act 2006 ge amendment tandu. Now we have dissolved this distinction between manufacturing and services. Now we have brought in a new definition of MSME. Sir, what is that new definition, sir? Anta kelidre, the new definition talks about focusing upon investment and focusing upon it is turnover. Focusing upon the investment and turnover. Sir, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು sector or which sector is considered to be micro ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is if the investment is 1 crore and the turnover is 5 crore ಇದ್ದಾಗ into 5, be cautious here, into 5, nothing but ನಾನು 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ. ಸೊ I can say the turnover should be it is 5 crore. It is not a profit. The turnover I am talking about. Turnover should be 5 times the minimum. 5 times should be the minimum target. Yes, adna ಈಗ for example think that I have invested or I have established a company, and that company is, I can see the profit of the shares estimated sir anta kelidre it is 1 crore. Now can I call this as a micro industries or micro enterprises? Obviously yes, it is 1 crore investment alla or less than 1 crore idag kuda we call it as micro. Now sir ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್? it is if the investment, nothing that I have established some company and if that company's cost is 10 crore rupees investment and turnover every year, if the turnover yearly basis idu again it is 5 times. If it is the 5 at times 5 times, we call it as what? We call it as the 50 crore rupees. 50 exactly. It is not 500 crore, it is 50 crore rupees. See, 500 crores is impossible, alva? It's 5 crore or 10 crore hakbiಟ್ಟು 500 crore turnover agata? No. It is maximum is 5 times. Then 50 crore rupees. The next 1 year is, now yavado ಒಂದು industry ಮೇಲೆ if I have invested less than 50 crore rupees, again into 5 alva? Into 5 years, we call it as 250. Now sir, 250 crores ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸೇ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೆ. That is not called as MSME. Rather it is called as what? It is called as industries anta. We call it as bigger industries. Yes or no? Large industries, the small industries, atra. Okay alva? It is as simple as that, large industries. Okay alva? It is MSMEs. Now sir, MSME ಯಾಕೆ sir major important focus ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, see, because of its smaller investment, because of its smaller, I can say the size, majorly the employees here is. Now, even ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ small amount itkondu, can I go for technology? Buying off the different capital? No. Nothing but majority of the MSMEs. ಈಗ ಪಿನ್ಯಾಗ ಹೋದಾಗ, will they be employing more employees or will they be buying more the techno-centric, the capital goods? Nothing but technology centric goods irata or normal labors employment irtara? Labors, nothing but MSME sector is labor intensive sector. Nam population ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. If I want to attract I can say the population into the employment, the biggest focus area should be MSME. Yes or no? It is employing 40% of employment, 40% to the export, 40% to the export is contributed by this MSME also. 40% is contributed by MSME. Adukoskara our Indian government is focusing on MSME. And sir, MSME ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, they have also raised the investment under the PM Mudra scheme from 10 lakh rupees inda it is 20 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees to 20 lakh rupees. We have discussed this. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸರ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ okay sir. And after this, which is the second priority under industries and services? I can say small industries okay, but what about large industries? Large industries ge our government is providing establishment of e-commerce economic zones. E-commerce economic zones kelidire at least hogli. What is e-commerce? What do you mean by e-commerce? Electronic commerce anta. Now electronic commerce export centers are being established. The commerce export centers are being established or is the major important priority, and that priority we call it as what? That priority we call it as the fourth priority. The fourth priority with respect to the manufacturing and the services. Manufacturing and the services. Okay now. Yes. What is the fifth one? It is the fifth one, we call it as urban development. Fifth one, we call it as urban development. Now urban development ali, now what is the priority or what is the major important priority which has been given by the government with respect to development of urban areas? It is construction, focusing upon infrastructure. Yes, that is general, but yav schemes ge major impetus kodtiyare. It is the major biggest boost which has been given to the establishment of housing. Now which is the housing scheme which has been established by the government of India? Exactly, it is housing for all alva. And housing for all yavdu sir anta kelidre, it is the first and the foremost priority which has been given here is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, that is establishment of the Pakka houses. It is Pakka houses for all in the urban areas. 2.0 will be launched. Nothing but it is PMAY. The 2.0 will be launched as soon as possible. Budget announcement ashte announce ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Now this PMAY will be implemented by which ministry? Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, because it is urban alva. It is PMAY. We have a sub-schemes called as PMAY urban, PMAY rural. Rural ಯಾವ ministry ಬರುತ್ತೆ? It is RD. It is RD ministry. Okay. The second focus here is now with the most important success of the PM Swanidhi. What is Swanidhi? It is street vendors. It is Swanidhi. The street vendors Nidhi anta. The street vendors Nidhi. Now because of the successful implementation of the PM Swanidhi in metropolitan areas, this will be expanded to the other cities also. This will be implemented to the other cities also. Now under this PM Swanidhi scheme, what is the maximum amount which has been given under PM Swanidhi? It is maximum amount here is 10,000 rupees has been given to the street vendors. Street vendors, because of the impact of COVID-19. Because of the impact of COVID-19, the street vendors are usually impacted. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಹಾಯಧನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ in the form of loan. ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, we are providing as a loan ಆಗಿ. We are providing as a loan. Sir, what is the maximum amount sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is a 10k. It is 10,000 rupees amount without collateral we are providing. Collateral ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, asset ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, 10,000 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Yes, 10,000 rupees has been provided. Now the government has announced that we'll be expanding it to other cities as well. Now sir, idella okay sir, this PM Swanidhi is implemented by which ministry? Begne, it is implemented by which ministry? It is Ministry of Finance and supported by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. This is the fifth target. Sixth target ಏನಪ್ಪ? Bibine. Yes. There is no security. Yes. It is. In few websites they have given 50,000, but government website ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is they have not yet enhanced this. 10,000 ಗಿನ 50,000 ವರೆಗೂ enhance ಮಾಡಬೇಕು proposal ಇದೆ. They have not yet implemented. Yes. As of government sources ಇಂದ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is nothing but 10,000. It's 10,000. The sixth one here is focusing upon energy. Now, what is the target of energy with respect to achieving the net neutrality? What is the India's target of achieving net neutrality? It is 20. It is 2070 is the target to achieve the net neutrality of India. Net neutrality of India. And the second thing here is, now what percentage of our renewable energy should come from? Should come from the renewable sources by 2030? That is 50%. Yes or no? It is sir iveಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, this has been introduced in the COP26. COP26 ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is Conference of Parties 26 to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It is with respect to our United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Talks about this, a target called as a Panch Amrit target. At least it is Panchamrit Tirtha alla. It is Panchamrit here is, it's the 5 targets. It is Panch is 5. The Amrit here is the targets. Example keltare. It is, what do you mean by Panchamrit? It is Panchamrit as simple as that. It is a 5 target which has been announced by the government of India at the COP conference of UNFCCC. UNFCCC or CCC. Now sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, first thing here is with respect to energy ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, I'll be discussing only few. It is energy ಬಗ್ಗೆ. It is energy ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the first and the foremost energy here is by 2030 ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲಿ? It is 50,000 should come from where? Should come from renewable sources. Majorly elinda solar. Majorly it should come from rooftop solar project. Second one here is 50% or 50% of second one we call it as the 500 gigawatt. Second one here is the 500 gigawatt of energy to Indian electricity usage should come from renewable sources. Third one here is by 2070 we need to achieve the net neutrality and the net neutrality. Now if I want to achieve this, at least this target, don't you think the government need to take up some eco-friendly initiatives? Now sir, Adrali, which is the major important eco-friendly initiative which has been launched in the interim budget of 2024 and that has been continued in the recent budget also? It is yadu? It is PM, it is Suryodaya Yojana. It is PM, the Suryodaya Yojana. It is also called as PM Surya. PM, the Surya Yojana, that is Gar Mufti Yojana. It is highly important one. Sir, yadu sir antandre? It is as simple as that. The PM Suryodaya. It is PM Suryodaya scheme has been launched. Now, what is the target under the scheme? It is subsidies kodtare. Yarge? For what? It is farmers ge. No. Now, which is the scheme which has been launched with respect to providing of subsidies to farmers? It is Kusum scheme. It is PM Kusum scheme. Okay, alva. Now, sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸೂರ್ಯೋದಯ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the subsidies are being provided by the government of India for the establishment of 1 crore the solar rooftop. Be cautious here. It is a highly important one. The government has announced that we will be establishing 1 crore solar rooftop. For this establishment, the government of India will be providing what? Will be providing the subsidies via DBT. Via DBT. Now, sir, establish ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ sir, ನಮಗೇನು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you can use this at max for 300. It is the 300, ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ 300 units ವರೆಗೂ 300 units, and after that extra ಬರೋದನ್ನ you should give it to the grid. You should give it to the grid. You should give it to the grid. Yes, first one, it is maximum years you can use it for free, the 300 units. The 300 units can be used it for the free. Adadmele, it is you need to transfer the surplus or the excess, that is the energy generated to the that is the grid which has been run by the government. Okay, alva. Next one, that is I need to enhance the energy security also. So ಏನೇನು initiatives ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is nothing but the government is also focusing on encouraging of nuclear energy also. Encouraging of the nuclear energy also. Exactly on it, exactly Rakesh, Vipin, exactly, yes. Okay, alva. We need to focus upon what? We need to focus upon it is enhancing of the nuclear energy also. See, recently the different, I can say the nuclear reactors has been established in different regions, and which is the first North India's nuclear reactor? First. Which is the North India's the nuclear reactor which has been established by the Department of Atomic Energy headed by Prime Minister? Yadu? It is Apsara first one. It is in Maharashtra. It is Haryana, correct, but Yadu nuclear reactor? It is the Gorakhpur. It is the North India's the first, the Gorakhpur. Gorakhpur, it is not in UP. It is in Haryana Delhi. Okay, that is different Gorakhpur. Sir, ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿ? It is in Haryana. It is the Gorakhpur, the nuclear reactor. The North India is the first. North India, the nuclear reactor has been operational now. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ it is Kakrapara. Where is Kakrapara? It's in Gujarat. Recent ಆಗಿ it has achieved criticality. Criticality ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is running at the maximum efficiency. It is running at maximum efficiency. Third one here is it is Kalpakamali. Recent we have achieved what? It is we have established the fast breeder reactor also. Fast breeder reactor also, nothing but majorly to enhance the consumption of nuclear energy in our energy mix. Now, sir, idella okay sir, is nuclear energy or renewable energy or non-renewable energy? It is renewable, eco-friendly also. Though it is generating hazardous waste, It is considered to be what? It is considered to be, it is renewable source of energy. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ renewable source of energy ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, because it is not releasing the pollution to the atmosphere or pollution to the water. Yes, except waste bitre, it is not releasing any pollutants. It is not releasing any pollutants. Okay now? Yes. This is the sixth major important, the focus area. Seventh one yavudappa? Seventh one? See, idu nimge gottaglebekಲ್ವಾ? Yes or no? Highlights is highly important one. Now, seventh one here is focusing upon infrastructure. Exactly, focusing upon infrastructure. Now, sir, infrastructure focus ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, infrastructure, which is the major important initiatives which has been launched via or with respect to infrastructure? Which all schemes? Yavadu? Bebene. It is the first and foremost scheme here is for encouraging of the construction of roads in the rural areas, which is the scheme we have launched in 2011. It is exactly the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Now, sir, now what is the updation with respect to Gram Sadak Yojana antandre? That is the 5.0 is being launched with us. It is with respect to budget. It is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana 5.0 is being launched. 5.0 is being launched. Now, with respect to 5.0, now what is this Gram Sadak Yojana? What is this Gram Sadak Yojana? It is that is construction of the, it is the roads where in the rural areas where there is no roads, nothing but we are expanding this construction of roads in the rural areas. This is implemented by which ministry? This is implemented by which ministry anta kelidre yarappa? Implemented by RD. It is Rural Development and Panchayati Raj. Rural Development ಮತ್ತೆ Panchayati Raj ಅವರು. It is 5 is being implemented. No, there is not adequate information or adequate data is being. It is out now with respect to 5.0. In case bandaga we'll discuss all those things. Yes, first one. So second one ಏನು sir, agricultural ಏನಾದರೂ infrastructure ಕಟ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is AIBP has been launched. What is AIBP? Or it has been expanded, I can say. What is AIBP? Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Scheme. Nothing but we want to provide irrigation. But as of now, majority of the agriculture is it dependent on monsoon or is it dependent on agriculture or irrigation? It is majorly 60%, nothing but 60% of the farmers, they are dependent on monsoon. If I want to reduce the dependency on monsoon, if I want to increase the income of farmers, I need to focus upon what? I need to focus upon it as Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. It is to encouraging what? To encouraging irrigation of practices. Encouraging irrigation of practices. Yes, this is with respect to our seventh one, we call it as infrastructure. The eighth one we call it as innovation, research and development. That is the eighth one we call it as innovation, research and development. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ? ಬೇಗನೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ at least? We have launched the two important focus areas. One we call it as Anusandhan National Research Fund has been established at a cost of 1 lakh crore rupees. Highly important one. ಈ ಫಂಡ್ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ, 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೋಟಿ. That is almost equal to the 30% of Karnataka's budget. Yes, one highly important one. It is with respect to these two things. One we call it as Anusandhan. Sir, ಇದು ಇವಾಗ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀನೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಮೊದಲು NRF ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. But this year budget they have added a term called as Anusandhan. Anusandhan. Now what is Anusandhan? Anusandhan andre enu? Huh? It is samshodhana, or I can say research. It is Anusandhan is nothing but research, going for research. Now with respect to research at national level, we have established initially 50,000 crore rupees ittu. Now we have expanded this fund from 50,000 to it is 1 lakh crore rupees. 1 laksha koti increase ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. It is 1 lakh crore rupees fund has been invested with respect to encouraging innovation and R&D sector. Innovation and R&D sector. This is the major important fund. Second important fund ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is for increasing the space R&D. For increasing the space R&D, ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಳಲೇಬೇಕು. Exactly it is exactly yes it is with respect to ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ at the space related R&D we are providing what? We are providing 1,000 crore rupees for encouraging space related activities. 1,000 crore rupees has been provided for encouraging what? For encouraging R&D in the space sector. R&D in the space sector. R&D in the space sector. Okay alva? Yes. Idadmele we have bought from next generation reforms anta. Enappa last one we call as ninth one. Last one, most important one, it is next gen anta or next generation. The reforms, next generation reforms. Now what is the next generation reforms which has been taken up under the priority 9? Any initiatives? First, big name at least. Exactly 1,000 crore rupees. Exactly correct. Okay. First reforms. The first and foremost reform here is, sir, ಏನು ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the first reform here is abolition of angel tax. First one, abolition of angel or tax. Nothing but can I say by abolishing this they are going for simplification of FDI regulations. ಹೌದೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? Foreign direct investment regulation has come down. Nothing but there is simplification of rules anta. Simplification, the first and foremost one here is simplification of rules and regulations related to FDI. FDI andre foreign direct investment. Sir, foreign direct investment andre enu sir anta kelidre, in any company if you are investing more than 10%, in any company if you are investing more than 10% according to recent definition, if you are investing more than 10% we call it as FDI. If it is less than 10 andre it is FII. What is FII? It is the foreign institutional investment. That is a foreign institutional investment less than 10%. More than 10% adre we call it as FDI, foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment, first one. Second one here is second one is they are focusing on establishment of NPS Vatsalya. NPS Vatsalya andre ಏನಪ್ಪ? What is national pension scheme? See, as simple as that, national pension scheme andre it is a voluntary, the pension scheme. Anyone can register. Sir, anyone can register andre yaradru ಮಾಡಬಹುದು andre anyone can register. Either it can be Indian citizens, the residents of India, non-residents of India, NRIs, OCIs can open a bank account with respect to NPS, and every month you will be paying some amount as what? In some amount again, it is the contribution from my side. Now contribution ella collect ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ and they will be providing pensions after 60 years. After 60 years we call it as NPS. Now this NPS is regulated by yaru sir anta kelidre, it is PFRDAI. What is PFRDAI? It is the Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority of India. It is Pension Fund, it is Regulatory Development Authority of India. will be regulating the pension related aspects. Now sir, under this NPS, it was the older scheme. Now under this NPS we are launching a sub scheme, and that sub scheme we call as what? That is exactly, and that sub scheme we call it as NPS Vatsalya. Now don't you think NPS alli contribute ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ನಾನು old age ಆದಾಗ? Now what is the financial security for my children? There is no security. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ to encourage the contribution or the financial stability of my children, in case ನಾನು ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ my children should be safe and secure. ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನೀಗ? ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 18 ವರೆಗೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಲೈಫ್. ನಾವು ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 0 to 18 years ವರೆಗೂ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ majorly the scheme is activated. That is 0 to 18 years ವರೆಗೂ, 0 to 18 years. Now with respect to 0 to 18 years, the parent or the guardian will be contributing some amount. Now that amount will be pooled by the PFRDI in case ಏನಾದರೂ problem ಆದ್ರೆ. That is, this PFRDI will give money in the form of pensions to my children. ಸರ್ 18 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕಲಿ ವಿಡ್ರಾ ಆದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕಲಿ it will convert it into NPS. And this NPS is I can say that is the National Pension Scheme. It is a voluntary retirement pension scheme anta. Voluntary retirement pension scheme. Yes, done. Highly important one. Okay now. For by with respect to ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is, we have discussed about angel also. Sir, angel tax ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು sir? What's angel tax? It is, what is angel tax? Now, first and foremost one, while discussing about angel tax, the first and foremost one we call it as about anta. Haudalva? Now sir, what is this about? It is as simple as that angel tax is the tax which has been imposed by the government of India, which has been imposed by yaru? Government of India. ಏನು ಸರ್ government of India ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this angel tax is a direct tax. Angel tax is a direct tax which has been imposed on the investor, one who is investing on the company, at the early stages, either during establishment or with respect to during registration, we call it as early stages. Now during early stages, now think that if I'm giving you 1,000 rupees as a shares or an investment, will this company have a net worth of 1,000 rupees andre iralvala? See, only and only on the confidence of the company owner I'll be giving money. Yes or no? Yes, my investment value will be more than the marketable shares or marketable values. Now the investor invest ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, that the government will come and government will give some or add some taxes, and that taxes we call it as angel tax. Now sir, ಈ angel taxes na for the first time ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this has been introduced for the first time in the year 2012 by Pranab Mukherjee. Most important one, in the year 2012, exactly, yes. Okay, it is with respect to this angel tax is a direct tax which has been introduced for the first time in the year 2012 by the Pranab Mukherjee. The former the former president and the former Bharat Ratna awardee also. The Bharat Ratna awardee has given a term called as angel tax hakana anta. Nothing but ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, to check the genuinity of investors. Now ಈಗ for example think that ಈ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹೋದಾಗ obviously I'll be getting to know about how much money has been invested in any company. ಈ ದುಡ್ಡು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. Yes or no? It is not to tax exactly the investment, rather to check upon the genuinity, nothing but to check upon money laundering and to check upon the cross-border financial transactions. To check upon the money laundering and to check upon the cross-border the financial transaction check ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ನಾವು ಸರ್ ಈ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು % ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಿ ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ 30% ಆರ್ ವಿ ವೇರ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್ 30% ಆಫ್ ದ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನೋಡಿ ರೀಸನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದು, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದು 30% ಅಂತ. That is delaying our investment. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ in this year's budget they have completely removed this angel tax. They have completely removed this angel tax. It is the tax percentage ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is 30%. Tax percentage we call it as 30% is the investment percentage on that is angel tax. Done? Okay alva? Now sir angel ಆಯ್ತು sir, venture capital ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು sir? It is venture capital ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It is angel ಅಂದ್ರೆ if I am investing at the early stages. Whereas venture ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, after establishment, either for expansion of my industry or for purchasing of any equipments, if I am investing on any company, and that we call it as venture capital fund. Venture capital fund is nothing but venture ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It is venture capital fund andre as simple as that. Venture capital is nothing but if I'm investing on the company after the establishment, and the government will be adding some taxes, and that tax we call it as venture capital tax. Venture capital tax, and the fund we call it as venture capital fund. Hello, doubt on? Okay, okay na? Okay. It is venture capital fund. Venture capital fund. Yes, this with respect to our angel as well as the venture. Recent ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is that recently our angel tax has been abolished. That is to encourage what? That is investment from the foreign countries. Investment from the foreign countries. Majorly we are getting maximum investment from Russia ಇಂದ. ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಷ್ಯಾ. FDI ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವೇರ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಂಗಾಪುರ್ ಅಂಡ್ Mauritius. Mauritius ಹೋಯ್ತು ಈಗ, ಸಿಂಗಾಪುರ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ Mauritius ಈಗ. That is we are getting maximum from Singapore, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ it is Mauritius. It is Singapore and Mauritius. With respect to bonds ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್, ಯಾವ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is Russia is investing on this. Russia is investing. Okay alva? This is with respect to our second one. The third major important one here is, the third major important one. What is the third major important one? The third major important one with respect to those next generation reforms here is, it is taxing on the capital gains tax. That is capital gains, a tax is also being added. Exactly the Rakesh at Singapore is exactly yes. Okay alva? Singapore. Now sir, with respect to next generation reforms, okay. Now the third one here is the capital gains tax. Capital gains tax. Now ella ille ide. What is capital? Asset. Gain ಯಾವಾಗ gain ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ gain ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? No. Nothing but if I'm selling that, government will get to know that how much profit you are earning. See, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ರಿಯಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಟು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್? either property tax or capital tax. Yes or no? Yes. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಚಂದ್ರಲ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ this one site is running at approximately it is 5 to 10 crore ಖಾಲಿ ಸೈಟು. ಬಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಇದರ್ 25 ಲಕ್ಷ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 25 lakh of 20, I can say 12% or 20%. It will be huge amount. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? It is real value will be different and it is the market value will be different. Now sir, capital gains ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is via the selling of my asset if I am generating a profit. If I am generating a profit, and that time, during that time, the government of India, be cautious here, it's a direct tax ಮತ್ತೆ direct tax ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕಾ government of India ಬರಲೇಬೇಕು. Nothing but the government of India will be taxing on the, will be taxing on what? Will be taxing on the, it is capital, and this we call it as capital gains tax. capital gains tax. Now sir, capital gains tax, there are two types of capital gains which has been mentioned in the budget, now short andrenu, long andrenu, less than 1 year, pakka 24 months, okay, pakka na? Yes, there are two definitions, one with respect to our physical capital gains and the second one with respect to shares gain. But ನೋಡಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಕೇಳಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಫೈನಲ್ಲು, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೆವರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅದರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಏನೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟೆಡ್ ಒನ್. ನಾವು ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ, and the second one we call it as short term as well as the long term. Now sir, short term ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಯರ್ಸು, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಸರ್, ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್, yes or no, all this comes under physical capital. Sir, what is the tenure for physical capital sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, nothing but less than 3 years. Less than 3 years. If it is more than 3 years ಇದ್ದಾಗ we call it as long with respect to physical capital ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Either it can be property, either it can be land, either with respect to any asset, either it can be PSU also, either it can be anything. But sir, with respect to if I'm talking about share market, if I'm talking about mutual funds, if I'm talking about share market, if I'm talking about mutual funds, if I'm talking about any bonds, what does short mean? Short mean here is less than 12 weeks or 12 months or less than 1 year. If it is more than 1 year, we call it as long anta. Less than 1 year. See, major agi it is the shares and ಏನು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is nothing but financial transactions. If I am transacting with respect to finances, nothing but what short term andre less than 1 year. If it is more than 1 year, we call it as what? We call it as long term. anta. Yes, exactly. It is clear, exactly, yes. Okay. Yes. Now after this sir, recent budget ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಸರ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? What's the addition which has been added in the budget? Nothing but the short term as well as the long term funds or the taxes has been raised. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? Nothing but with respect to short term ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ? It is 15% ಇತ್ತು, ಇವಾಗ it has raised it to 20%. It has raised it to 20%. Example ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, the short term capital gains tax has been increased to, I can say 20% from 15%. The second one with respect to long term ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is 10% ಇಂದ, it is from 10% to they will raise it to how much? It is the 12.5%. It has raised to 12.5%. 12.5% ಅಂತ. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? It has raised to 12.5%. Yes, this is all about overall the thing about what it is a budget highlights. Yes, okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Next class ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ it is nothing but we'll discuss about it is rupee, maximum rupee ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, it is direct tax, indirect taxes, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ what is the expenditure. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? It is full class budget ಬೇಡ, we'll discuss little bit in the some class or I can say next week. Done. Next one here is majority we have discussed, the 9 priorities we have discussed. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. Yes, the next one here is sir ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is which sector has received the highest expenditure? ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? It is defense. Second one, it is RD. It is the highest sector which received the, I can say, budget allocation ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is which one? It is defense followed by RD. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು we'll discuss in our next class. Second one, but at least ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ this week ಅಲ್ಲಿ budget was in use ಅಂತ. And the second one here is The second one here is, it is UPSC. It is second one UPSC. First session ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಣ ಈಗ. At least you know about the news now. ಮತ್ತೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಕೇಳಬೇಡಿ, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? It is ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? It is the first one here is news. Recently Manoj, the Sony, has been resigned. That is, he has completed just 1 year. And ಬಾಕಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಉಳಿದಿತ್ತು? It is the 5 years. He used to be the chairman for at least ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ? At least 2029 ವರೆಗೂ. He has resigned and he has cited a reason called as the personal reasons. Personal reasons. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಏನು reason ಅಂತ. He has said that ನನ್ನ personal reason ಇಂದ I am resigning it. I am resigning it. Now with respect to UPSC, can I say it is the union? It is the Union Merit Watchdog, or it is also called as the Union Public Service Commission. Union Public Service Commission. Now, sir, whenever we are discussing about any topic, the first thing here is we need to know about the topic. Enapa about ili? It is, can I say it is a constitutional body? Now, sir, constitutional body antandre, which article talks about UPSC? 300 and ನನಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು. 316 ಅಂತ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು. What is the exact provisions which talk about UPSC? It is 3152323. But no, 316 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ? It is 315. That is 315 to 323. Of which part? Big name. It is 305 ರಿಂದ 323 324 324 Election Commission of India. 324 to 329 Election Commission of India. Yes or no? Yes. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಸರ್ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the part 14 talks about what? The part 14 talks about it is UPSC. Now can I say it is a constitutional body? Can I say it is the merit watchdog? Though it is not, it is a merit watchdog. Okay alva? Yes. In accept ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ, because we are getting n number of forgery cases with respect to the UPS elections, majorly with respect to scam related to ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ disability quota. Yes or no? ಇದು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, it has been accepted by the UPSC itself, and they have given a notice saying that there is some mistakes which has happened with respect to the puja as well as others also. Verification ಸರಿಗ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Yes, then though I cannot criticize this constitutional body, but if they have said, I can criticize now. There is valid reasons also, alva? Valid reasons also now. That is the part 14. It is a constitutional body ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, and it is also called as the merit watchdog. Merit watchdog. First one. Second one here is, second one ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, now what is the composition of UPSC? It is composition ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is the chairman, members ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇರಬೇಕು? It is okay, chairman ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ chairman here is Manoj Soni has resigned, but ನೋಡೋಣ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ chairman ಆಗಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. It is sir members ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is online fast. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ? UPSC ಓದಿಲ್ವಾ? And you are preparing for UPSC. It is how many? ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ example ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ, or shall I give you options? It is 6, 8, 10, 12. Paka? It is the members should not exceed more than 10. See, there is no composition which is mentioned in the constitution. Rather, it is decided by the president. ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಓದೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ. ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. It is the composition, it should be normally less than 10, and that has been decided by the President of India. That has been decided by President of India. Now, sir, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ okay. This members as well as chairman is appointed by ಯಾರು? It is as simple as that. This is appointed by the President of India. This is appointed by President of India for how many years? For how many years anta kelidre? It is 6 years or until 65 years. Until 6 years or 65 years. Is there any qualification for being a member of this UPSC or being a chairman? What is the composition or what is the eligibility criteria which has been mentioned with respect to? Which has been mentioned with respect to what? Mentioned with respect to the UPSC. Eligibility criteria idya? Eligibility criteria ಏನು sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ at least 10 years you should have been served in the central government or with respect to state government. Highly important one. It is sir eligibility criteria ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ eligibility criteria, you should have served at least 10 years in central government or in the state government or in the state government as a, I can say, civil servant or as simple as that, as a government servant, as a government the servant. Yes sir, remove ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ how can I remove them? It is on the similar lines of the removal of Supreme Court. Can I say? Okay, ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಲ್ವ ಇದನ್ನ? It is, this is being removed, or UPSC and chairman and the members are being removed with what majority? With a special majority which has been addressed by the House. It has been removed on the similar lines of what? Similar lines of, that is the similar lines of removal of Supreme Court judges. Removal of Supreme Court judges. You get salaries ಮತ್ತು pensions ಏನಪ್ಪಾ? Salaries and pensions is a charge or made upon CFI, Consolidated Fund of India. It is charged. As simple as that, constitutional body and takshna, it must be what? It must be, it is a charged upon the Consolidated Fund of India. The salaries and pensions are charged upon CFI. It is charged upon what? Charged upon CFI. It is charged upon CFI. Okay, now this is about our the second major important topic. The third major important one here is ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is ICAL. What is ICAL? ಮತ್ತೆ ತಿರುಗಿಸಬಾರ್ದು ಪೇಜಿನ. It is International Center with respect to auditing of what? Auditing of the local government. See, ಎಷ್ಟು important ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ local governments. See, local governments are performing worst with respect to all the different finances. Auditing. Now to audit this are only and only the member, that is the CAG one. The CAG has launched this. Yes, ICAL. Sir, ICAL news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? It is, why it is in news? It is recently our CAG. Who is the CAG here? ನಮ್ಮ CAG ಯಾರಪ್ಪ? Exactly. It is GC Murmu, nothing but Girish Chandra Murmu. He is a friend of or family friend of where? Or Draupadi Murmu. They belong to same tribal group. They belong to the same tribal groups antam. Nothing but sir, yaru sir anta kelidre or GC Murmu or Girish Chandra Murmu is a single CAG, a constitutional office, independent office also. Constitutional and an independent office also. The single member CAG, he has inaugurated this ICAL. It is ICAL has been launched at Rajkot. It has been launched at Rajkot. Okay. Now the next one here is, sir, ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಪ್ಪ? It is July 2024. Date ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಸಾಕು. July 2024. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ the first thing here is, this is the first institution. This is the first institution which has been established by the government to audit the local governments. Be cautious here. It's the first organization which has been established. It is the organization which has been established by the government in India to establish what? To establish the auditing practices of local governments. Be cautious here. Sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡನ್ ಬೈ ಕ್ಯಾಗ್. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಗ್ ಇರೋದೇ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಒಬ್ರೆ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಆಡಿಟ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಆಡಿಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್? ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಲೋಕಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಲೋಕಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗೋಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾ ಕೈಲಾಗಲ್ಲ. Nothing but with respect to auditing, the local government auditing was the poor, I can say. Auditing was the poor. Now, for the first time to encouraging the auditing mechanism of the local governments, the government of India, which has established the first organization in Rajkot, that is in Gujarat, we call it as ICAL. ICAL. Now, sir, this is the objective, sir. What is the objective of this organization? In objective, what is the objective of this organization? The main objective of this organization here is it sets the standards and it goes for auditing. Nodi, it is target to set madutte. At the same time, they'll go for setting the standards also, and they will go for evaluation of the local governments also. Evaluation of the governments is also being undertaken under the ICAL. ICAL. Yes. Now this is with respect to the objective. Now sir, what is the functions of this ICAL? What is the functions of this ICAL? In functions andre, we have four important functions. We have four important functions. ಏನಪ್ಪ four important functions? So the first and the foremost important function here is this organization is a collaborative organization. What does this collaborative means? What is collaborative organization? It is collaborative antandre the different stakeholders' ideas are taken into consideration before setting standards with respect to audit. The stakeholders, different stakeholders are being involved. Sir, yaar sir different stakeholders andre? It includes our experts, it includes our scientists, it includes our elected representatives, it includes our administrators, it includes our NGOs. Everything or the collaborative approach or the comprehensive stakeholders are being integrated while going for setting up of the standards. Setting up of the standards with respect to auditing with respect to the local governments. First one. Second one, collaborative. First one aidu. Second one here is it also goes for setting up of global standards also. Second major important approach we call it as setting up of the global standards. Yes or no? Auditing al in global standards irbekalva, that has been integrated here. Second one. Third one, this organization acts as a think tank also. This acts as a research and development organization also. Research and development organization, nothing but it acts as a think tank to the different local governments. Think tank to the local governments. Nodi kelskota iri. Don't you think it is most important one? Nodi ಏನೇನು functions ಇದೆ? First one bitaki. It is majorly with respect to local governments. See, if I want to develop India as a truly a new India, the focus area should be with respect to focusing upon what? The local governments. Focusing upon the local governments. How do you do? Focusing upon local governments is mandatory. Focusing upon the local governments is mandatory. Yes. Idadmele the last one here is, sir, ishte alla. It is the last one here is we are also focusing upon the training the elected representatives also. We are training this. Now we will also be training. Now local governments, majority of them are women. Majority of the elected representatives are women. We have 2.5 lakh women representatives who are being elected at the local levels. Don't you think they'll all be trained by the ICAL? That will lead to women empowerment also. That will lead to inclusive nature also. That will lead to empowered citizenry also. Yes or no? It is with respect to the last one, we call it as, it acts as, I can say, that is the skill development center. The skill development center, nothing but majorly with respect to empowering and inclusive growth with respect to majorly the women's sector. Majorly with respect to the women's sector. Majorly with respect to women's sector. Yes, done. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕ್ಯಾಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಕ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is comptroller and auditor general. Comptroller and auditor general. It is the CAG. It is CAG andre ಏನಪ್ಪ? Can I say it's a constitutional body? Constitutional body andre article ಹೇಳಿ. 320. It is 140. It is 140A2. 151 talks about the office of CAG. Office of CAG. Now, what's the composition of CAG? It's a single member, independent member, as well as a most powerful member also. Most important, powerful also. About again. The third one, who appoints this CAG? It is same constitutional office andre president appoint ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ for how many years? Again term fix illi 6 or 65 years. Removal kuda same on the similar lines of Supreme Court, that is nothing but special majority beke bekili 2 house inda special majority for the removal is mandatory. Followed by ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಸ್ಯಾಲರೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್? yes, they can discuss, but voting is not required with respect to the Lok Sabha or with respect to the parliament. I can say now what's the function of this CAG? ಏನಪ್ಪ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಒನ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ CAG's function here is it is auditing the accounts of 3 governments or all the governments. I can say auditing, we have a single member CAG for auditing of all the 3 governments. ಯಾವ್ದು 3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is central, the state and the local government. Central, the state and the local government ಅಂತ. Central, state and the local government. Yes sir, ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ನಮ್ CAG ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is GC Murmu or Girish Chandra Murmu. Yes, now with respect to this GC Murmu, because of its good practices which have been practiced by the CAG, now recently our WHO has also requested ನಮಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ audit ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ. Yes or no? Now this is the 3rd time we have been requested. Be cautious here. Recently this is the 3rd time WHO, that is the World Health Organization, has requested the GC Murmu or the government of India to audit the accounts of WHO. ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಾ? And we have said yes sir ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. Yes, okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? Nothing but we have said that yes, we are coming it. We have taken up the initiative also, that is with respect to auditing the accounts of WHO also, that is World Health Organization's account also. Yes, okay now done. Now in ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ with respect to local governments ಬಗ್ಗೆ with respect to local governments ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. Now what is local governments? Was it mentioned in original constitution? No, it has been added. Local governments has been added. Local governments ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Panchayats as well as municipalities. Now this panchayats and municipalities, local governments andre it includes, it is nothing but the 3rd tier government. It is also called as democratic decentralization. Democratic decentralization, which majorly talks about panchayats and municipalities. Sari panchayats andre enu antandre the government which has been established at rural level, whereas municipalities is nothing but urban level. Now sir, original constitution mention agitta andre mention ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, whereas this has been taken up from elinda. This has been added via a constitutional amendment called as 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992. But enforce ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1993 next year. Nothing but this has been added via 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, Now with respect to 73rd ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, now the 73rd has added which all schedules, which parts? Part ಯಾವುದು? It is part 9, ಇಲ್ಲಿ part 9A, part 9 or part 9A. Schedule ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is schedule 11 and schedule 12. Article ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is the 243, that is 243 A in the, it is A in the ZDZE ವರೆಗೂ ಇದೆ. Yes, we have added, as simple as that, a new article. Now when are we celebrating the National Panchayati Day? It is April 24th. Every year we are celebrating what? We are celebrating the Panchayati Day. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ Panchayati Day celebrate ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ because this has been enforced on April 24th. Now which is the first state which has implemented panchayats? It is Nagaur district of Rajasthan, which has been implemented for the first time in which year? 1959 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It is 1959. 1951 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, 52 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್ ಸರ್. ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇತ್ತು ಇಂಟ್ರಿಮ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಿಮ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಜನರಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ? 1952 ನಲ್ಲಿ, 1952-53. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್ ಎಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ Rajasthan, the Nagaur district. Exactly it is the National Panchayati Day, that is the 24th April. Exactly, Karnataka is the 10th one with respect to this. ಹೌದು, Karnataka is the 10th one to go for implementation of the Panchayati Raj institutions. Panchayati Raj institutions. Okay, no? The next one we call it as, it is the PM Mudra. The PM Mudra. Yes or no? See, in ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಎರಡು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ already. Angel tax and capital tax I have already discussed. Angel and capital tax is our income tax. Angel tax 30% abolish ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Capital gains tax it has been increased with short term as well as long term. We have discussed. Done. In ಮಿಕ್ಕಿರೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Now with respect to this economy section, that is PM Mudra Yojana. Now what do you mean by PM Mudra? What do you mean by the PM Mudra? What is PM Mudra? First, it is micro undertakings, development refinance agency, the refinance agency. PM andre gottide, it is Pradhan Mantri or Prime Minister, the Prime Minister Mudra Yojana, anta. Okay alva? Now the first and foremost one, this PM Mudra scheme which has been launched by, news anta gottide nimge, recent budget alli they have increased from where? What? They have increased from the maximum amount from 10 lakh to 20 lakh rupees. At least nimge gottide bastay. Now the next one here is, this scheme has been launched by which ministry? It is Ministry of Finance. This has been launched by Ministry of Finance or launch ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಶ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಯಾರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? It is Ministry of Finance or nothing but it is under which ministry andre? Ministry of Finance. Now when this scheme has been launched, it has been launched in the year 2015. 2015 it has been launched in the year 2015. The third one, what is the objective of this PM Mudra? Exactly, can I say loans are being provided to yarge? It is the newly established startups. Loans are being provided for the newly established startups, and this startups should be what? This startups should be non-corporate and non-agriculture also. Be cautious. Agriculture kodalla, at the same time bada walas kodalla, A kodalla. Okay alva? What is this A? Okay alva? It is gottide, it is AA. It is iವರು ಕೂಡ corporates ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. Nothing but this scheme is majorly focusing upon, ಇದರ main objective ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is focusing upon the loan disbursement is being provided to MSMEs ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ MSME ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 50 to 250. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, now with respect to MSME or I can say the newly established startups, and this startups should be what? Non-corporate as well as the non-agri sector. This sector should be ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ನಾವು ಸರ್ ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಶ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಶ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೊಡೋದು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಯಸ್, ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಕೊಲಾಟ್ರಲ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಸರ್ ಕೊಲಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆನ್ ಐ ಸೇ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಅನ್ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಲೋನ್ಸ್? ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಕೊಲಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is called as unsecured loans anta. Loan, okay, this loan is a unsecured loan. Now sir, unsecured loan andre yaar sir surety kodtare anta kelidre, it is by Ministry of Finance. See, bank won't be at loss, whereas that surety in case a loss aitu antandre the Ministry of Finance will compensate that. ಈಗ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ 50,000 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. In case if you are paying diligently, they'll raise the amount. In ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ diligent ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ 10 lakh. Yes or no? We have a classification called as, that is ಯಾವುದು? It is ಶಿಶು, ಕಿಶೋರ್ and ತರುಣ್. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ it is now this project is implemented. See, loans direct ಆಗಿ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Now this is being provided by the middlemans. Now, who is the middleman in financial sector anta nododadre? It is the banks, it is the NBFCs. They will be providing the loans to the startups. Startups. Now, who is the implementing agency anta nododadre? Implementing agency yarappa? Implementing agency is the banks. Implementing agency is the financial institutions. It also includes NBFCs also. That is, what is NBFCs? It is non-banking financial institutions. Adadmel, it is microfinancial institutions will also providing loans on behalf of government. Now, idella admele sir classification ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, what is the classification we have? We have three important classifications. ಏನಪ್ಪ 3 important classification ಅಂದ್ರೆ? It is the ಶಿಶು, ಕಿಶೋರ್ and ತರುಣ್. ಶಿಶು ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಕಿಶೋರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ತರುಣ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? It is less than 50,000 loan ಅಂದ್ರೆ we call it a ಶಿಶು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನಾನು, it is first ಶಿಶು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. In case ನೀನ್ ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಕಟ್ತಿದ್ರೆ they'll raise the amount, or else ತಿಂತ್ಯಾ 50,000 ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು. Nothing but you will be blacklisted from all the banking sector. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲೋನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಬೇರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾನ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪಾನ್ ಆಧಾರ್ is being linked. Yes or no? It is, you will be declared as what? You will be declared as willful defaulter. Willful and ದುಡ್ಡು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. Yes or no? Okay. Kishore here is, it is 50,000 too. It is 5 lakh rupees. It is more than 5 lakh till it is ಇವಾಗ 20 lakh ಅಂತ. It is ಇನ್ನೂ classification change ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. As of now it is 10 lakh rupees, but ನೋಡೋಣ classification ಬರಲಿ. But they have raised this upper amount to, it is 20 lakh rupees. Now sir, ಈಗ ನನಗೆ 20 lakh ಇಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು? It is business loan ಅಂದ್ರೆ obviously no, but ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಈ ಥರದ ಬಗೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? It is, I have a scheme called as Stand Up India Scheme. I have a scheme called as Stand Up India Scheme, but the Stand Up India Scheme ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is a criteria. What criteria? It is given for the special or the most important beneficiaries. ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಷರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is the vulnerable sections ಮಾತ್ರ. ಯಾರು vulnerable ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is the biggest vulnerable is ನೀವೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ, women. Yes or no? Women ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Second thing is SC, ST. The biggest or the beneficiaries with respect to Stand Up India. So Stand Up ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ empowering the vulnerable sections. Again, the scheme has been launched by the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance anta. Okay. Now next one here is the Stand Up India scheme. Stand up andre ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. It is nothing but as simple as that, empowering. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಎಂಪವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲಿ? Nothing but 3 important sections. One we call it as women, can be from any category. It can be OBC, the GM, SC, ST, ಯಾವ್ದಾರು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. women ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. women. Second one here is SC and ST. SC and ST. Okay alva? These 3 personalities, they can get the loan amount, that is the unsecured loan amount. ಮತ್ತೆ unsecured collateral ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. It is, what's the upper amount here? It is the 1 crore ವರೆಗೂ you can take money from ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ. The same procedure will follow. Nothing but ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. It is ಶಿಶು, ಕಿಶೋರ್ and ತರುಣ್. In case ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾದ್ರೆ they'll raise amount. ಸರ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ 1 ಕೋಟಿನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. Nothing but ಫಸ್ಟ್ 21 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 25, ಆಮೇಲೆ 30. Yes, see, even banks are liable to get back their amount alva, because that is their asset for the banking sector. The loans are the asset alva. Obviously they need to generate income. Sir, income ಹೆಂಗ್ generate ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is via the interest rate. Via the interest they are generating, I can say, asset. Done? Okay alva? This is with respect to ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋ. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಸಬ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್. ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಸಬ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್. ನಾವೇನು ಸರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸಬ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್, ನಾನೀಗೇನೋ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಗೊಂಡೆ, ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ 100 rupees as a loan. Now ಈ 100 rupeesಗೆ bank has added some 10% rupees interest. Nothing but every month ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕೀಗ? It is 10 rupees ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? 10% is nothing but 10. I need to pay 10 rupees. Now sir, ಈ 10 rupees ನಾನೇ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನೇ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ನಿನ್ ಬದಲು ಯಾರು ಕಟ್ತಾರೆ? Because you have taken loan. Now the government to encourage the regular payment of loans. ಈ ಗುರು ನಾನು ಕಟ್ಟೋನ್ಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟದೇ ಇರೋನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ? One who is diligently paying the interest rate, the government will say that ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ನೀನು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನು and you are paying the interest rate every month. For that, out of this 10 rupees, nothing but out of this 10%, I will give you some interest, I can say deductions. Nothing but ಈ 10% ಅಲ್ಲಿ nothing but maximum ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3% I'll give you a 3% interest subvention from government. It is 3% ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ directly to the bank account, followed by in ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ 7% ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is the consumer or the loan taker. Yes, ಈಗ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಬರ್ಡನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ? ಆಗುತ್ತೆ obviously, because my government is supporting me. Now sir, interest subvention ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಾ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ no. Normally they'll give it to majorly with respect to agriculture sector. Normally they'll give it to startup sector. It is to encourage the sectors ಅಷ್ಟೇ, to encourage the sectors and to give more profit to the company, to give more profit to the company. Exactly, to give more profit to the company ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. To give more, I can say, profit to the company. Okay now, yes, this is with respect to the economy chapters. The next one we call it as international relations ಇಂದ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ the relations. Now with respect to international relations, the first thing we will discuss about Chagos archipelago. ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, but this is important. The Chagos archipelago. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಆರ್ಕಿಪೆಲಾಗೋ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is group of islands anta. It is group of islands. Chagos is the name of the island ashte, name of the island. Iga for example Lakshadweepan islands anta karitivalla, it is also called as Lakshadweepan archipelago also. Now sir, why was in news enikappa news ali enik news ali I have already discussed this. India has supported the Mauritius claim. India has supported the Mauritius claim with respect to the Chagos. Howdo ilvo? It has India has supported the, or India backs Mauritius effort to reclaim. Mauritius effort to reclaim. This is what? Mauritius effort to reclaim or get back this Chagos archipelago. Chagos archipelago anta. Chagos archipelago. Okay na? Now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓದೋರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೋಗಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. We also launched what? We also launched the first outside India Jan Aushadhi Kendra, that is JAK or PM BJP has been launched. Or on flag noise ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. It is PM BJP has been, I can see, inaugurated at Mauritius. Sir ಏನಕ್ಕೆ sir? That is Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana. Why this has been launched in Mauritius? ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ. Because Mauritius has 50% Hindu population. First thing. Second thing here is, on the 22nd January, they have given half a day holiday also. What is this January 22nd? It is the Prana Pratishta of, I can say, Ram Mandir. It is Ayodhya ನಡೆದಾಗ half day, it is holiday ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. It is the PM is also the closest friend of Modi also. Yes, on all this basis, okay, nam BJP na nimmale launch ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. Yes, it is PM, the BJP, the first center of, that is Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana has been launched outside India at Mauritius. ನೋಡೋಣ ಎರಡು ನೋಡೋಣ. Now sir, now with respect to Chagos archipelago ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, Chagos archipelago ಈ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಸರ್? ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಪಟ್ಟಣ ಅಟ್ಲಾಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Now the first and foremost one, it is present in Indian Ocean. Now Indian Ocean, okay. Now Indian Ocean ali, is it in the middle, east, west or north or south? It is west. It is in Indian Ocean, I completely agree. There's a third largest ocean also. Does it belong to India? Why it is named after India? Okay. It is exactly. That is in this region, majority of the land belongs to India. And a majority of the water, nothing but we have 15,000 square kilometers of, it is the sea or it is border with ocean, border with Indian Ocean. Adukoskara we have named it after Indian Ocean, and this is our emotional significance also. But majority of this region is controlled by China. Yes, under a policy called as the string of pearls concept, under a concept called as string of pearls. Now to counter the string of pearl, what is the strategy which has been taken up by India? It is necklace of diamond. Okay alva, ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತೋಗ್ಲಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ. ನಾವು ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, they have launched Mahasagar initiative ಅಂತ. ಮೊದಲು ಸಾಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. What is Sagar? It is, Sagar is nothing but security and growth in the region. It is the security and growth in the region. But ivaga they have renamed this, or they have launched a new one, we call it as Mahasagar. Sir, Mahasagar ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is maritime active. That is maritime active, the Sagar anta, maritime active participation of the littoral countries, Sagar doctrine. It is Mahasagar is nothing but maritime active participation of littoral countries, security and growth for all in the region. Security and growth for all in the region. ನಾವು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಂತ, ನಮಗೆ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ದಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಓಷನ್. ಸರ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ದ ಸೌತ್ ಆಫ್ Indian subcontinent as well as Sri Lanka. Okay na, ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Yes, at least mobile at least ನೋಡಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, the next one here is, sir ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is 1600 kilometers to the south of what? 1600 kilometers to the south of what? That is Indian subcontinent as well as that is the Sri Lanka. Now this island is called as archipelago andidini. Island group irbeku. ಎಷ್ಟು islands ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, this has 60 islands. The biggest island here is Dio Garcia. ನೋಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ? ಝೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. No? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Now sir 60 islands ಇದಾವೆ. Now the largest one we call it as Dio Garcia. Sir ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, this largest island only we have granted it to what? We have granted it to USA on the rental basis for 99 years. And ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ, ನನಗೂ ಒಂದು ಬೇಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಬೇಸ್ ಅಂತ. They have established military base in where? Military base in that is Indian Ocean region. But this Chagos belongs to which country? It is owned by UK, and UK ಅವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, they have said that it is British Indian Ocean territory ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Hope getting understand here. This is, I hope it is clear location. Now second one ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, sir what is this dispute all about? Now the origin of dispute ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಈಗ. Now a major important one here is, there are two important dates. Now before two I can say independence which has been achieved by Mauritius, this land was controlled by UK government. Now UK government independence ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ they have splitted these two regions. One is Mauritius and other one is Chagos. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is they have splitted it in the year 1965 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. They have splitted this, ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರು ಇವರು ಅಂತ. It is they have splitted this two regions. One we call it as the majority of the Mauritius, and the second one we call it as the Chagos archipelago. Now sir, this Mauritius gain ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. They were demanding independence ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ತರ, and this UK government said that okay ಮಚಾ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ನೀವೇ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನನಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಒಂದು 3 years ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is this Chagos ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this has been in the year 1966, this has been declared it as British Indian Ocean territory. ಇದು ನನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ they have leased it to USA, and this USA said that ನಾನು ಕೊಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ 99 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡು. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ 99 ವರ್ಷ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, UN clause says that maximum is 99, or else they would have said that 999 ಅಂತ. ಚೈನಾ ತರನೇ ಇವರು. Now this UK government said that ತಗೋ ಮಚ, ಡಿಯೋ ಗಾರ್ಸಿಯಾ ತಾನೆ ತಗೋ, largest island, that is only one island ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. It is out of this Chagos, one island, the largest island we call it as Dio Garcia Island, has been given to USA, and this USA said that it is ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ಬೇಸೇ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ನಂಗೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, how can I establish here? Nothing but I have taken a rent from UK government and I have established a base. Done. Now 1968 ಅಲ್ಲಿ, that is the Mauritius government achieved independence. Now allinda we are demanding namu kodi anta. Will this UK listen to the island nation countries voice? Andre obviously no. It is a small country alva. Small country, obviously it is the lower middle income country. Now their voice is not being heard. Their voice is not being heard. Now ಹೇಳಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. Now they went to the Mauritius government went to ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ? They went to ICJ. They went to ICJ in the year 2019. ICJ ಏನಪ್ಪ? ICJ ಅಂದ್ರೆ International Court of Justice. They went to ICJ in the year 2019 and this ICJ was waiting and they gave award the same year. Saying that ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is the UK does not have any authority to hold land in Indian Ocean because this land belongs to Mauritius anta. And the UK gave a befitting reply saying that ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ because whatever the advice or whatever the judgment which has been given by ICJ, it is not binding, rather it is advisory jurisdiction. Now Mauritius papa ivaga ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ Mauritius, now they are requesting the other countries. Now one of the most important country ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is ಯಾವ್ದಿದು? It is ನಮ್ಮ India. Yes or no? We were closest to it is the Rishi Sunak government, the Conservative Party government, but now Labour Party has come to power. But ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. And they have said that we are backing you anta. We are backing you with respect to demanding of Mauritius back or demanding the Chagos Island back to Mauritius. Backing back to Mauritius anta. Okay alva? This is all about the Chagos Island as well as what? As well as the dispute surrounding what? Dispute surrounding the case. Now ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ICJ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ what is ICJ? When it has been established, where is headquarters? What's the objective? What is ICJ? International Court of Justice. Now sir, ಯಾವಾಗ sir establish ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ when it has been established? It has been established in the year 1945. It has been established in the year 1940. Final establish ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ 1945. Second one here is it a main organ or a subsidiary organ? ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇದು? Is it a main organ or a subsidiary organ of UN? It is a main organ of what? The main organ of UN. Now main organ andre sir under which charter establish ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ sir ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it has been established under a charter called as UN Charter. It has been established via a charter called as which charter? It is the UN Charter. It has been established via a charter called as UN Charter. Okay alva? It has been established via a charter called as UN Charter. Now where is the headquarters of UN? It is the headquarters of UN here is Hague. Headquarters of the UN here is Hague anta ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Now this is the only UN body which is located outside where? Outside New York. It is all other main organs in ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ 5. Nothing but ಯಾವ್ದು ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is United Nations General Assembly, followed by UNSC, United Nations Security Council, Secretariat, Trusteeship Council, ECOSOC. All this are located in New York only. Be cautious here. It is New York. And the only main organ, specialized organs alla. Specialized organ can be in different regions, but main organ ಆರೇ ಇರೋದು. ಈ 6ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಾನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾವುದು? It is Trusteeship Council. Now this UN main organ that is called as ICJ, which acts as the principal judicial organ also. This acts as the principal judicial organ. This has been established in where? This has been established at the Peace Building that is in Hague. And Hague ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is Netherlands. It is in Netherlands. Okay alva? It is in Netherlands. Now what is the objective of this ICJ? Objective ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the objective of this ICJ here is it is taking up the dispute between the countries. Can they take up dispute between the individuals? No, it takes only the disputes with respect to the countries. Now, is the verdicts are binding? Is the verdicts are binding andre? Obviously no. It is obviously no. It is only advisory in nature. Advisory in nature. Sir, ಈ verdicts bind ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it should be implemented by UNSC. UNSC ಅವರು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ that becomes binding in nature. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು bind ಮಾಡಲ್ವೋ and that will be considered as what? Violation of UN rules. UN rules na violate ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It is sanctions. Sanctions will be imposed. Nothing but ಯಾವ ಕಂಟ್ರಿನೂ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Sanctions can be imposed. Sanctions can be imposed ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay ಅಲ್ವಾ? Yes, with respect to objectives. Now sir, ಇದು okay. Now something related to Mauritius. Something related to Mauritius. Huh. ಬೇಗನೆ Mauritius ಬಗ್ಗೆ. Now where is Mauritius? Baby, where is Mauritius? Can I say Mauritius? Location ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, yes. See, from this week I'll be covering at least some 1 or 2 map-based themes also. Alva, 1 or 2 news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತದನ್ನ we can cover some map-based also. Because map-based at least there will be some 5 to 10 questions. 5 to 10 questions. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ I thought like I'll discuss some map-based questions also. Okay. Now with respect to it is the Mauritius ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, sir location ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ sir ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is in Indian Ocean. It is in Indian Ocean. Nearest to which continent? ನೋಡಿ, nearest to it is Madagascar. Nothing but nearest to Africa. Nearest to Africa. It is nearest to Africa. But Indian Ocean ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Indian Ocean nearest to Africa, or it is nearest to our, I can see that is African continent or the Madagascar island. Madagascar island. What's the capital of Mauritius? ನೋಡಿ capital ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ? It is the Port Louis. The Port Louis. It is the capital ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is capital we call it as the Port Louis. The Port Louis. Okay alva? Now what type of geography, what type of climate is this? Now is it an island country or is it border with some other countries? It is a highland country. It is an archipelago. It is an archipelago. Geography ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, it is an archipelago. Archipelago. Sir, climate ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನೋಡಿ climate, it's an island country completely surrounded by water and that is nearest to equator also. ಯಾವ type of climate ಇರಬಹುದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ? It is the marine tropical climate. Marine tropical climate ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It is every day you will be getting, it is the rainfall. Every day you will be getting the rainfall. Nothing but marine or tropical the climate. Marine tropical or climate anta? Marine tropical or climate. Exactly, only exactly, yes. The marine, the tropical, the climate. Exactly, equatorial also. Near to Madagascar, yes. The Port Louis, yes. Okay alva? Now with respect to population ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, I said ಯಾರಪ್ಪ majority population ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Majority population here is, majority population belongs to, the population belongs to, it is the Hindus. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is the 50% of the population belongs to, 50% of the population belongs to Hindus. It is Hindus. Second one here is ಯಾರಪ್ಪ second one? It is 13 to 14% are Christians. 13 to 14% are Christians. In ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is the diverse population. The diverse population major ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, this Hindus are migratory people who have been migrated from India to the Mauritius. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ Mauritius ಹೋದ್ರು? Is it taxes? Why? It is majorly, this has been, or the Indian people has migrated to Mauritius in the form of bonded labor, which has been taken up by British government. which has been taken up by British government during the Britishers' times. During the Britishers, the times anta. During the Britishers, the times. Okay na, during the Britishers, the times. Done. Yes. In Mickey, at least nimge gottide. It is, what is the relationship between India and Mauritius? What is the relationship between India and Mauritius? Do we have a good relations with Mauritius? Yes, obviously. We have a good relations and a good ties with Mauritius. Sir, yav tara sir good ties anta kelidre? It is, we are considering Mauritius as the one of the closest friend in Indian Ocean. One of the closest friend in Indian Ocean. One of the closest friend in Indian Ocean, and that is the reason we are receiving the second most or the second highest FDI is received from Mauritius after Singapore. After Singapore admele, it is, sir, FDI andre avರ ಹತ್ರ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ಅವರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ obviously no. It is ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಿನೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ it is returning back, and that concept we call as exactly it is the round tripping of FDI, round tripping of funds. Recent agi Harendra case news ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Yes, the biggest personality who is involved here is, it is Adani. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? It is Adani. Adani has round tripped majority of the income which has been transferred from India to Mauritius and back to India in the form of FDI. In the form of FDI. In the form of FDI. Nam ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. That is not a new FDI. It is only and only our money. That is to reduce the tax amount. We are transferring it to the tax haven jurisdiction. Tax haven andre? It is a country where there is minimal taxes or there is no taxes. Minimal taxes or no taxes. Sir, yavdu sir minimal taxes or no taxes antandre? It includes Mauritius. It includes, it is Myanmar. It includes the Panama Islands, Cayman Islands. All this region comes under the low tax jurisdiction or the no taxes. We call it as the tax haven countries. Tax haven countries anta. Okay alva? Tax haven countries. Exactly tax haven countries also. Okay alva? We have covered, or I have covered the complete thing with respect to the mapping part also, with respect to Chagos. I have discussed about Mauritius. I have discussed about the ICJ also. Okay alva? See, current affairs andre hing ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು. Nothing but if you are taking any topic, ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಪಟ ಅಂತ it should be your tips. Yes, then you can master this examination at least. Okay, current affairs ಪಂಟ್ರಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, see, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಗಝಿನ್ ಓದಿದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ತಲೆಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲ. If you are not able to remember anything, then what is the use of reading a number of magazines or a number of newspapers? ಹೌದಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ? See, ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. And I've already mentioned that this exam is not about satisfactory exam. This exam requires competition. Nothing but ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು you should be a top. Yes or no? Yes. ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ. Exactly, yes. Okay, ನೋಡೋಣ Singapore. Okay. See, majorly the palm oil we are getting maximum from elinda. It is Malaysia, Indonesia inda. Malaysia, Indonesia. Now recently because of the tensionous ties between the India and I can say the Malaysia, we have shifted our palm oil that is importing from the Indonesia. Nothing but we are the largest consumer of palm oil. We are the largest importer of palm oil also. Palm oil also. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ? Radhika, is it with respect to which exam? Current affairs. See, current affairs gana jurisdiction ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗೋರ್ಗೆ ಓದ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Beat any exam, it is you must continuously study. See, current affairs ಓದಿದ್ರೆ beauty of current affairs here is it will be covering your static part also. Even if, for example, if I am studying about anything polity cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If I am studying about bunny grassland, environment cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If I am studying about bunny, geography cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If I am covering about IR, map cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, geography cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, some economy cover ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes or no? You should understand this concept and you should read the current affairs. Sir, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಓದ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? Okay, exactly. It is the case. Okay, case ಗೆ sufficient. Okay alva? But other updations is mandatory. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. Okay, yes. The next initiative we call it as, something from science and technology. It is science and technology in the, it is the GM mustard, GM mustard antam. Now what is GM mustard? What is GM mustard? It is genetically modified mustard. Now sir, why was in use? Why was GM crops was in use? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ? ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ has provided the split verdict. ಆ ಬೆಂಚಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದ ಇಬ್ರು ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರೇ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Nothing but one has said go ahead with the implementation of the GM mustard for cultivation or commercial cultivation, but ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is ಬೇಡ ಕಾಯೋಣ ಅಂತ, because that might impact the environment also. ಅಂತ. Yes. Now with respect to GM crops ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, GM crops here is the news here is that is done. Now with respect to about ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, what is about? Baby, what is about? Genetically modified, I completely agree. What is genetically modified now? What is genetically modified now? Begin. What is genetically modified? Sir, genetically modified andre either addition of some genes, hauda ilvo, either addition of a gene, either removal of some gene, addition, subtraction, or modification. We call it as genetically modified. We are talking about what? It is mustard andre enu? It is sasve alla, it is mustard. Now sir, sasve innovation ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we are increasing the innovation. We are increasing the innovation with respect to increasing the yield. We are increasing the yield anta. One plant alli I need to get more yield. At the same time I can also go for drought resistance. I can also go for climate resilient crops. I can also go for enhancing the nutritional security also. And that we call it as what? And that we call it as, it is bio fortification. Clear? At least okay, bio fortification is about enhancing the nutritional part of the biological organisms. Yes, done. This is with respect to our about. Now second one here is, sir, GM mustard ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, GM mustard, now we have added a gene called as, we have added a gene from the bacteria. We have added a gene from bacteria, and that bacteria we call it as the Bernays gene anta. Highly important one. Example ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, it is which is that gene, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, we have taken it from the bacteria. And which is that gene sir anta ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, and a gene we call it as, that is the Bernays gene. Now sir, ಇದನ್ನ add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, don't you think I want a technology? And which is that technology which has been used for gene modification? Which is that a gene which has been used with respect to modification of the genes anta kelidre, it is, we call it as CRISPR-Cas9. It is a CRISPR-Cas9. ಏನಪ್ಪ CRISPR ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is clustered regularly interspace palindromic repeats. Interspace palindromic repeats. Example ಇದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ full form case ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It is CRISPR-Cas9 is a protein. It's a Chinese gene editing tool. For this Nobel Prize has also been awarded in the year 2020. Exactly, yes. Now sir, idella okay sir. Now after addition of this gene by using this technology, this I can say this GM mustard, it is also called as Dhara mustard anta. It is also called as DMH11 anta kuda karidivi. It is also called as Dhara mustard. It is also called as DMH11. It is also called as Dhara mustard. It is also called as DMH11. It is DMH11 or Dhara mustard. Exactly. See, there are n number of, I can see the advantages with respect to going for GM crops, it can be the fortification, it can be with respect to drought resistance, it can be water intensive, it can be with respect to enhancing the efficiency of with respect to BT cotton efficiency, with respect to pest also. Yes or no? It can be the nutritional enrichment, quality, quantity, yen beko madbodu. It can be color also. Yes, the advantage is vast with respect to GM. With respect to GM, adukoskara biotechnological science is one of the comprehensive field. We can do whatever we want. But problem ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ side effects are more. Side effects are more. Side effects ಜೊತೆಗೆ it will also lead to what? The destruction of environment also. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ the Supreme Court judgment has given us saying that a split verdict. One has said that okay ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಂತ, and they have said that it is yielding or it is leading to increase the production, and the other judge has said that okay ಹೋಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನನಗೆ production ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, but don't you think I will be losing my original species? Yes or no? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ now the Supreme Court has left this, I can say, judgment to the GEAC or the government of India to decide if they want to go for commercial production, let them introduce, or else ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಡ, because ನಾನು ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ವರ್ಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಡನ್, ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ಸರ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತಯಾರಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಈ ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಬರ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಜೇನ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ? Is it with respect to increasing the quantity or with respect to it is effectiveness against the diseases? It is ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? It is the first one with respect to what is the advantage or what is the positives of I can say GM or GM mustard or Dhara mustard ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, now this will enhance the quantity ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, nothing but increased yield, nothing but increase in yield will take place, increase in yield will take a place. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is what is the side thing or the extra information we need to discuss here? The extra information here is, now which is the convention, which convention do we have with respect to GM or the living modified organisms? It is the first and foremost one with respect to United Nations CBD ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, United Nations CBD, what is UNCBD? United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. Now United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, it is one of the sister organization under which convention? Under Rio Earth Summit of 1992, majorly which focuses upon biodiversity conservation. Now sir, under this UNCBD we have three important conventions. ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಮೂರು ಕನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್? It is the three important conventions. We call it as, the first one we call it as ಯಾವುದು? It is Cartagena Protocol ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Second one, it is Nagoya Protocol, and the third one we call it as what? It is Aichi targets. We call it as Aichi target. Though it is a subpart of Nagoya, Aichi is a subpart of Nagoya. It has ended in the year 2020. Now sir, Cartagena ಏನು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, Cartagena talks about that is living modified organisms. It is regulating and maintenance of the genetically modified organisms to the environment, because this might harm the original, the plants and animals also. This might harm the genetical plants and animals also, because it can convert it into IS also, nothing but invasive alien species also. Yes, second one with respect to Nagoya ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಏನಪ್ಪ Nagoya ಅಂದ್ರೆ, it is ABS. Exactly, it is access and benefit sharing. Access and the benefit sharing anta. Access and the benefit sharing. Now what do you mean by access and benefit sharing? Nothing but if you are accessing the local biodiversity and if you are commercializing it, you need to share the profit to the local people. And this has been mentioned in the Nagoya Protocol. Nagoya Protocol, and the sub protocol we call it as Aichi targets. Nothing but the sub protocol of Nagoya we call it as Aichi. Both are in Japan. Both are in Japan. Now with respect to Nagoya again, or I can say Cartagena again, now is India a member of this UNCBD? If that is the case, don't you think it is binding on India all these targets? Ili major agi, don't you think Cartagena target or Cartagena protocol is binding on India? If that is the case, don't you think we need to regulate this LMOs? Now, for regulation of this LMOs, it is mandatory that the government need to establish a dedicated organization. And which is that dedicated organization we need to establish? It is, we call it as GEAC. To abide to the UN protocol, to abide to the United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, we have established a dedicated organization called as Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee has been established under which ministry? It is Environment Alva, CBD. It is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. It has been implemented under which act? YAV Act talks about conservation of biodiversity or conservation of environment. It is EPA Act of, it is EPA andre Environment Protection YAV year. It is 1986. It has been implemented under Environment Protection Act of 1986. Now you have the major objective enapa. What's the objective? The objective of GEAC here is majorly before releasing to commercial one, they'll go for analyzing of the GM crops and they'll go for verifying what can be the negative or the side impacts of this genetic modification before going for commercialization of the GMOs, commercialization of LMOs. Nothing but the LMOs is nothing but the living modified organisms. The living modified organisms, it is approved and disapproved by GEAC and the Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change. Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change and the mother thing. Okay, Alva? Yes? Done. The next one, Saka? Last mark, okay, last. It is the World Heritage Committee. World Heritage Committee. World Heritage Committee. See, if you remember, I've already discussed about Ahom. It is Ahom Moidum discussed Madidini. Because I've said during the 4th class, I've said that India has already proposed the site and this has also been accepted by Yaru. It is International Culture and Research. They've also accepted and they've recommended. Now with respect to this World Heritage Committee, news sir ide anta kelidre. This is with respect to two important news. One we call it as nene news sal ittidu. It is one is the older one. That is for the first time, India is hosting the UNESCO's the World Heritage Committee. India is hosting the World Heritage Committee, and the second one we call it as the 43rd site has been added. 43rd site has been added to the UNESCO's World Heritage Site. Majorly from Melinda. It is from Assam. Major letters are Ahom dynasty. Majorly with respect to our Ahom dynasty. Exactly perfect. Now, what is this committee about? This committee this committee has been established under which organization? It is established under UNESCO under Alva. This has been established under UNESCO, that is United Nations Education, Scientific and the Cultural Organization. First one. Second one here is, sir, idella okay, ದಿಸ್ ಕಮಿಟಿದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the function of the World Heritage Committee here is, that is proofreading and selecting and announcing the World Heritage sites. Proof ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, analyze ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, and they will analyze what? After analyzing, they will announce the World Heritage sites across the India or across the world. Across the world. Now with respect to composition ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, sir, what is the composition? What is the composition of, that is UNESCO or I can say World Heritage Committee? Sir, composition ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is 21 members elected by the UNGA and United Nations Security Council. That is 21 members. It is elected by the General Assembly, Major General Assembly, and supported by UNSCO also, supported by United Nations Security Council also, United Nations General Assembly kuda. Now what is the term sir anta kelidre, our term estiruttappa? Term will be for 6 years, but normal agi majority countries will voluntarily retire, that is after 4 years. Most important one, it is 6 years or 10 years irutte, but normal agi the countries will resign after 4 years as a convention ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, to give option to the other countries to be a part of this. Most important one, after 4 years they will resign voluntary basis to give participation for the other countries also, ಅಂತ. Okay sir, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ okay. This committee will meet once in how many years? Is it annual, the biannual or biennial? It is this committee, the meets annually. This committee meets annually ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ, it is UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. We have 43 number. Recent ಆಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ we have added a 313, that is with respect to first one we call it as Shantiniketan as the 41st one, and the second one we call it as the Hoysala temples. It is Channakeshu temple, the Belur temple, as well as the Hoysala temple has been added. The 43ನೇ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is Ahom Moidam has been added from the Ahom dynasty. It is the burial ground of the Ahom dynasty. It is majorly ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it is the Lechitan, the Borpukan. It is highly significant ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, because we are celebrating more than 550 years anniversary of the Lechitan Borpukan, and we also established a statue on the contribution which has been done by, that is Lechitan. Sir, you Lechitan ಏನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, it is Mughals entry to northeast has been stopped by this Borpukan. That shows the contribution which has been done by, that is the military commander we called as the Borpukan. Yes, done. This is all about the news. I've covered majority of the things which was in news. Exactly. Okay alva? Yes. See, every week ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ at least you will be getting some idea about the current affairs. See, ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ವಾರ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ವಾರ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ no. It is, see, education ಯಾವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಲೇಬಾರ್ದು. ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ. See, first ಕಲೀರಿ, automatically that will give you results. Yes or no? Even in Mahabharata also Krishna said the same thing. It is never expect on the, it is the goal. It is do good, obviously goal automatically achieve ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes or no? Yes, that should be the agenda or that should be the target also. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನೀವು if you are studying from the exam point of view, obviously you will clear. Maybe ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ next ವರ್ಷ at least ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. Done? Yes. Is there any doubts? Yes. Finally, to contact me, this is my Telegram ID. It is my name @ okay. I hope there is no doubts. Online, offline, doubts ilva? Yes, no doubts. Thank you. Online, thank you. Before leaving, just give a like, comment. Okay alva? See, others to at least like, comment madiri. Okay alva? Even that will give some legitimacy for us as well as the academy also. Okay. Yes, daily madi sir. Let's see. I'll try my best because I'm packed with like 8-hour lectures. Okay, Nona. Okay, for sure something I'll do with respect to this initiatives. Okay, along at least ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿ. Like we'll take up, see if there is something legitimate ಇದ್ದಾಗ obviously students ಇಂದಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ obviously even they'll consider our decisions. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ದಿನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. Okay, we have started something with respect to weekly basis, and I'll try to speak with the headquarters or management also. Noda, if they approve, I don't have any problem. Okay, yes, yes, exactly, I'll share. Okay, okay, no, yes, thank you, see you all next week.